Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Real Housewives of Lagos After Party. And I am here today. I'm drinking a Coke because we need to kind of just simmer down from the fight or non-fight or whatever the mess was that we watched in whatever the episode was, whether it's episode 11, episode 12, I don't know because I didn't watch the other one, but apparently it is episode 12 of the Real Housewives of Lagos. And I am Tina.
And I'm OG, and that's actually the season finale.
Yes, it was like the season finale. But anyway, let's let our guest introduce herself and we can get into it.
We have a special guest, and let her do the introduction by herself.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. I am Colette. I have also been reviewing the Real Housewife of Lagos show on Clubhouse, actually, and I came across Tina and OG. So thank you both for bringing me here to talk about the show and dissect what we've seen thus far. So I'm super excited to be here and be here with you guys. So yeah.
I'm excited. I'm not gonna speak for OG. I'm gonna let OG speak for herself, but it's kind of it's cool how we found you because and we can talk like the way we found you, at least for me, the way I found you was because of Caroline. You know that, right? So Caroline, I forgot about Clubhouse since 2020. I forgot about Clubhouse. I stopped being on Clubhouse since 2020. And Caroline did that interview. So I had to go on Clubhouse to find it, because no one could actually. I heard there was an interview, but I didn't hear what she was saying, right? So I wanted to go find it because somebody said it was recorded, and then I stumbled into your room. You were talking about it, and I told OG like get onto Clubhouse, and that's how we found you.
Oh,
So,
Yeah.
really?
Mhm. Yeah,
yeah, it
true.
was.
It's actually I've never been on Clubhouse. It was Tina that got me to join a Clubhouse. So it was kind of funny. And as I got in there, I of course that's how we met Colette. And your room is really funny and interesting. Like I love the I love the different opinions. The everybody bring come up to say what they feel and everything. So I kind of enjoyed it. That's why I don't miss any of your reviews. So I think I'm happy to have you here on our podcast. Honestly,
No,
Yeah,
thank you so
it's
much, guys. I really appreciate it.
your room is pretty cool. I love it. And you know what? Showmax needs to pay you and everyone who is doing these reviews because we actually have helped them, promote the show way more than they
true,
have actually promoted the show, to
true,
be
true.
honest.
I
Very true.
100% agree. I agree. Like Showmax needs to run me my freaking check.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna do season 6 or season 2, sorry, unless they run me my I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it anymore. Because I don't know if you guys can see the rooms that I do on Clubhouse, like
Yeah.
I literally have to take paracetamol after I do those rooms because damn, like the vim that everyone comes in with, and it's like, guys, like this is a reality show, but people are so invested, which is really good, right? But damn,
Hmm.
like I mean, someone needs to cut me a check, please, pretty please.
Yeah. Yeah, we are we
I
are
am
definitely
begging.
we're definitely all invested in this. And I think the investment is mainly because we wanted to see this succeed. We wanted to see this
Mhm.
franchise succeed. I mean, we don't get to have a lot of Nigerian stuff on international stages, like on the international platform. And only recently did we start seeing a lot of big Nigerian movies like King of Boys and Sugar and a few other movies on Netflix, right? So
Mhm. Mhm.
to see like a reality show franchise like this, and I think this might be the first reality show from Nigeria to be at this level. Am I wrong or am I right? I don't know.
I mean, you might be. I don't know. I really don't know. All I know is this is probably the first that is, for me personally, that has gone
Hmm.
well notable globally, right? So like the
Yeah.
Real Housewife franchise is a pretty damn big thing. So for Lagos to be doing it, that's a really big deal. Like it's a
It
really,
is.
really big deal. So
It is. Yeah, aside
yeah.
the Big Brother Niger show that they do, so I think
I've never I so for you guys to understand, like I know that there's Big Brother Ninja, but I don't care. Like I've never at one day try to watch it. Does that make sense? And like I've never had people. I work in a pretty white dominated office, right? I've never heard people talk about Big Brother Ninja, but let me tell you this: that Real Housewives of Lagos. Once I even get my white coworkers to watch this. Anyone can tell you, Tina literally makes people watch the Real Housewives of Lagos. Like we have a group chat from all my friends from secondary school and that in the US. I'm like, there's 100 of us in them. Like, you must watch every Friday. I make them watch it. I tell everybody, and we every Friday when I come into work, me and a bunch of white women are sitting there talking about Caroline and Laura, and it's a big deal. We never did that with Big Brother Ninja, so it says
I
what
would
it, you know.
I would say I'm the same with you. I don't really care about Big Brother Niger. I love Big Brother UK. I was very much invested in Big Brother UK. Big Brother Nigeria, I tried to get into it. It's just not my thing. I
Mm.
don't resonate with it at all. I'm not invested in it. Would I ever watch it? Probably not. Would I ever care for it? Probably not. But Lagos, I am like same as you. I'm like, everyone needs to watch it. Like when I go on Clubhouse, I'm like, have you watched it? Have you watched it? That's all I want to talk about. Big like Real Housewife of Lagos. That's literally all I want to talk about because I think it's in a way it kind of brings me somewhat like I'm a little bit detached from my Nigerian side, so it kind of
Me,
brings
oh,
me
thank you,
closer.
Colette.
So
Thank
that's
you,
another
Colette.
thing. Like it makes me feel like I'm part of something. Because I'm never really that in the Nigerian side of my, family and stuff. So it kind of brings me closer to that, like my Nigerian culture and heritage. So I think that's
Hmm.
what like has pulled me closer. And I enjoy it. Again, I enjoy the Housewife franchise. So I thought this is another way to, because I watch Atlanta, I watch Potomac, I watch Beverly Hills, I watch Orange County, I watch
Dubai
it
now.
all. I watch,
Yeah.
oh my, don't get me started on Dubai.
We're not gonna get you started because I know how much you love Dubai.
I watch Dubai now. So obviously when I saw Lagos, I was like, yep, I definitely need to sign up to Showmax. I need to watch this thing. I need to, and some of the characters, I've seen them. I'm like, I know of them, don't know them. I know of them. So I was a little bit excited and invested very much in this show.
Yeah. So anyway, I just want to give, like, I'm glad that we actually started with this because I think it was cool to kind of talk about how we came to the show and why we connect with this, since we're going to be recapping obviously the, maybe not recap, but talk about the season finale, which was episode 12. And before we actually start doing that, as much as we have some heartburn with the production of the show, which we will probably discuss at some point. I'm sure we will discuss it at some point today. But I have to give my flowers to Showmax and to the producers of the show, because without them, we would never have myself and Colette, who are removed from our Nigerian sphere, right? We won't have that. To be able to connect, and I have to give them their flowers, and it's their first season. It only gets better from here. And so, Showmax, Dari Deola, and whomever else was part of producing this show, thank you. I have to give the six ladies their flowers, whether or not we formed the connection with one, two, or six of them, for pausing your life for about 3 to 4 months to give us a show. It's a lot. It's a lot. And so we have to give them their flowers, everyone involved, especially the ladies. Thank you for giving us a show. And I hope that this show will launch more awesomeness in each and every single one of you's lives. I want to see Caroline on my screen as an actress. She stopped acting when she got married. I want to see her back acting. I want to see another book from Laura. This time, do not sell it to a governor at a hotel room, but we will get there. I want to see another business from Chioma, or like expanding on whatever it is that she has going on. I want to see Auntie Yabo. I want to see her in more movies. I want to see more from her in terms of, she has multiple businesses, but I want those businesses to grow, grow, grow. Mariam, I want to see more from you. I want to see, Mariam is my favorite, right? So like, I want to see Mariam's fashion. I want to see her, the store that she opened, that she just opened up. I forgot the name of it. I want to see bigger and bigger, better things. And obviously, I want to see more from Toyin, the queen, the king of fashion. I want to see more fashions. I want to see people who have not gone to Toyin now looking at Toyin and saying, "Yes, you are the king of fashion, and I need you to trend set me." You know, and that's how I feel about each and every single lady when it comes to what this platform has done. I want bigger and better for them. That's it. So I'm gonna stop talking. OG.
Yeah, I agree with you. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm being preoccupied with something, but I agree with you with everything you said. We can start the show, and we can recap on whatever on a season finale.
Okay, guys. All right. So, Colette, I'll let you go first because you are a guest,
Oh
and
my
guests,
God.
yeah. What?
Oh my God. What's the
What
grade
was,
of messiness we can be on this podcast? What's the grade? Is it 10
well,
being the highest
maximum
and one
10,
maximum?
100,
Okay.
100. We can
100.
be as
Got it.
messy. Yes.
I won't
So,
get sued. Would I get sued?
no, who will sue you? Where? We don't have money. Where? Suke, I beg. So, no, what were your thoughts? Like, just kind of give a quick, maybe 2 sentences of what you thought of this season finale.
Um, what was my thought of the season finale? I would say I expected more. I
Okay.
expected more. I think I think they dropped the ball. You know, I think they dropped the ball. I think there was a lot of storylines from, you know, from episode 1, 2, 3, and then I guess towards the end it was kind of like, you know, how are they going to close the finale, close the season, that would kind of like push me to also watch season 2, or push the viewers to watch season 2. And I think they dropped the ball a little bit. For me personally, it was good. It wasn't but it was good. It was good, but it wasn't, you know, great.
Yeah,
That's
and
my issue. Yeah.
yeah, I totally agree. I mean, for a myriad of reasons, I was a little bit disappointed in the final episode. For me, because I didn't, and OG can tell you, and anyone who listens to this podcast will tell you that I'm one of those who, like, I don't like seeing women fighting, especially two women who call themselves friends. I think there are other ways to handle things. So I didn't want to see that. But in addition to that, I felt like I was so confused this episode, more so than any other episode in the whole season, because there were so many cut and join stories that did not make sense, right? So it was just really confusing. And OG's is not available right now, so I can't ask her what she thinks, but we're just going to move on. So the first scene that we got to see them was them going on the yacht, right? And what did you think of this whole scene, the whole yacht scene? I've
Oh
never been
my
to
god.
Dubai, so I don't know.
Okay. So so I'm going to reference Dubai a little bit just so you can kind of grasp what I'm thinking of. So we
Hmm.
saw Dubai, and we saw the yacht scene, you know, when what's her name, Caroline, I think her name's Caroline, threw like a
Hmm.
little party. for her, hen do, right? And we
Mm-hmm.
saw how kind of exquisite and lavish looking that yacht scene looked. And then
Mm-hmm.
I go to Lagos and I'm just thinking it's a little bit bare. It's a little bit like it's like there is just like, where are the drinks? Where are the canopies? Where are the
Mm-hmm.
where are the things that make it feel a bit more like luxe? Yes, you're
Yeah.
on a yacht, but the yacht is not feeling luxe. It's feeling a little bit like, I don't know, like just like a little bit entry level. I'm sorry to say. I wanted a little bit. I wanted to feel Dubai in that yacht, and I wasn't feeling that. I was still feeling like we were still in Lagos. Not to say that
Mm.
Lagos is not luxury, but when we think about Dubai, we think of this like grand and woo and just exquisite and just really, 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 really nice. But I didn't get that. I really didn't get that. And then the conversations that were happening at the yacht just felt a bit, like you said, choppy. It didn't
Mm-hmm.
feel like it flowed. It felt a bit choppy. It felt a bit like, storylined. And I don't know. The yacht didn't give me what it was meant to be given or what they thought it was. It just didn't portray that feeling to me. I think
Mm-hmm.
they could have padded it a little bit more. I didn't get that. I wasn't too fond of that yacht, to be very honest with you. No.
Yeah, I've never been to Dubai, but I've been on yachts before, and usually the vibe is a little bit different because even Chioma, I think she said that some of the types of conversation we're having is not what I'm thinking of that we were going to have, but hey, we're having fun anyway, kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
that that's the way I see it. But in this scene, obviously Yabo finally, and you said, when you said it felt very storyline, it was really storyline, because next thing we saw was Yabo kind of getting on Laura for now finally coming on a boat when she, so they're tying up certain loose ends, right? And it
Mm.
felt very like storyline because Yabo and Laura have already said, or not necessarily said it, they've already talked about this before. So, like, I understand that it made sense to bring it back up on the yacht, but something tells me that they were put up to that
Mm. Yeah,
conversation.
no, you're right. They've been in Dubai for how many days? Like, she's already here. So what was the reason of bringing up that question? If she was genuinely going to bring up that question, it should have been when they just landed in Dubai, as opposed to like on a yacht. Like, I just
Mm-hmm.
didn't understand the relevance. It's like, okay, so she's already here. She's been here for how many days now? And you're asking it's pretty obvious why she came here. Like,
Yeah.
it's just pretty obvious. Duh. Like, it's that moment of, okay, like, moving on. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is the relevance? That I just don't understand. But again, like you said, I think they were trying to tie up loose ends. I don't know if did they show us the episode where Iyabo and Laura had that conversation? Because I can't recall they even showed us that.
I don't think they showed us that, but they did at one point during the season talk about why she didn't come. It was episode 3. They told her that, Laura and Yabo went to the spa and
Yeah,
they talked about it. Yeah, so they could have kind of hacked back to that for
yeah.
us, but they didn't. But they did hack back to Toyin and Iyabo on the bus heading to go pick up the other ladies to head to Elisha Beach. And when
Mm.
Toyin was calling Laura to see if Laura will come, and Laura saying, Toyin saying, oh, she doesn't like water, she doesn't like being on boats, or she doesn't swim or whatever. And we could see Laura at her
We know
sister's
Laura was
house.
lying. We know Laura
Yeah.
was lying.
Yeah, so it seemed like, just kind of hacking back to what you said, that it felt like a storyline.
Yeah.
And this whole yacht scene was that way. And I have to say, Laura looked incredible. I know that a lot of, like, Laura isn't always the best dressed, but she looked really good here. She looked incredibly good. And so
Yeah, I
yes,
think all the ladies looked really good.
yeah,
For
yeah.
the first scene, apart from when toy changed. I was like, where are we
She
going?
was she was gonna wear that dress by fire or by force.
She was like, you gonna see this dress. I made this dress for Dubai, and you all are going to see it, whatever the occasion. But I genuinely think all the women on the yacht, like in terms of like outfit, they looked really summery, they looked really buttery, they looked luscious, they looked really, really good. Like I liked everything that they wore. It was giving what it needed to give. It was giving
To
love.
give.
It was, yeah, it felt like women, black women, just like in luxury. Like it
Yeah.
did. They had the whole vibe and everything. I think Caroline wore the same outfit, right?
Where?
That the kind of like dress thing. I think she wore it at Chioma's. Was it Chioma's dinner? Is that the same thing? I've seen that
No,
dress
oh no.
somewhere.
It wasn't. It wasn't. It was something else. Yeah, she wore something else at Choma's dinner. That was the first time I saw it.
Oh, okay. I thought I've seen that
Yeah.
dress somewhere else.
Yeah, I think that was the first time. You may be right. So, but let's talk about this. This is one thing we started seeing a pattern here, right? Where Choma and Ayabo will go to a corner and start talking. Again, I didn't feel it was genuine last episode, and not necessarily because I didn't feel like it was initiated by Choma and Ayabo. I felt like it was initiated by the crew. This, like I kept seeing this. And what do you think about this?
Yeah, I agree with you because throughout the whole season, we have not seen Chioma and Iyabo connected in any way. In any way. In fact, it's constant shade, right? So all of a sudden, it's now this like, oh, let's go over there and talk to each other. Let's go over here and talk to each other. And it's like, but how are you guys? How like where is this connection? Like, if anything, I wouldn't think Chioma and Iyabo would have that kind of like one-to-one conversation. I just wouldn't pick. If anything, I would pick Chioma and Miriam
Carolyn.
because they've kind
Yeah,
of connected. They haven't connected
Mm-hmm.
deeply, but they've had some surface level connection. But Iyabo, it just felt a little bit like, again, like storyline, and we're not even seeing how they even like came about going to have this conversation. It's like a chop. They're now together talking. It's not like, oh, did Chioma grab her and say, hey, do you want to come and grab? Like, how are they coming up with this backroom conversations that they keep having? Like, it felt really weird because they have never connected. We've not seen them connected on the show.
Well, we saw them once on episode 3 when Choma and Auntie Yabo went to work out, and that's when Auntie Yabo told Choma that Laura said she was going to slap Caroline. So we saw that there. We saw a little bit of a connection there. And obviously, did you listen to the podcast we did with Choma? She explained very clearly that her and Auntie Yabo are really, really close, off, and that there was a lot of scenes that were cut off that was not shown how they were bonding. So it goes back to what we were saying, the cut and join that they did. They should have shown how that relationship, yeah.
Exactly. And I guess if we saw that, then it would have, there's scenes that they did together would have felt a little bit more genuine. Like, oh, okay, this is their friendship and they do talk. And, this is a natural thing for them to have. Like, it's not, it didn't feel, put together. It didn't feel like the producers told them, we need to shoot a scene of you two doing X, Y, and Z. Yes, I know they connected in episode 3 with that, I mean, that's one. I mean,
yeah, I was just giving an example of where we saw them connect. And we kind of started seeing the closeness at on different places, but one place I really saw that this relationship let me take aside the fact that I have interviewed Chioma and that there's a podcast out there where she's explained her relationship with Auntie Yabo, but on the screen I did see that connection with Auntie Yabo and Chioma at Priscilla's birthday party. I think that was episode 9. Yeah, episode 9. I saw that connection when she showed up to Priscilla. The way Auntie Yabo went personally to like she greeted everybody personally, but she actually brought Chioma to the front to dance with, with Priscilla, and and you could see like, oh yeah, like your twin sister. And then we also saw that at episode 6 when Priscilla came to walk Laura's fashion show. She was like, I've been waiting for you to meet Priscilla. I told you guys look alike, kind of thing. So I'm just giving little moments where the producers could have built on for us to understand that relationship, but they missed the mark there.
No,
So.
absolutely. I think you're right. I think there was definitely an opportunity for them to work with, because obviously Priscilla, Iyabo, like they had common things to talk about. Like I really think they could have like had more lunch dates, more phone calls, more, checking in stuff, but we just didn't really see that. So again, like when they pull each other aside to have a conversation, the conversations aren't even surface level. It wasn't even that like deep. They weren't
Deep,
really, so it just felt a little bit like just lacking slightly in terms of their relationship dynamic. So from an outsider looking in and just watching the show, it feels like, I just don't like, is this a storyline or is this actually genuine real relationship building and they actually connect? And hence why Chioma feels comfortable to talk about X, Y, and Z with Iyabo. I didn't feel like Iyabo felt comfortable talking to Chioma, because she, to me, I felt like her responses were a little bit reserved. And I think Chioma was more probing, like, hey, what do you think about this? Hey, what do you think about that? And Iyabo was like, okay. But again, she could have spoken a bit more, but we just didn't see it. See it. So, yeah.
I have to say, another part, and I don't have a screenshot of it here, but the other part that I really liked on the boat, a part that I liked on the boat, I liked seeing Caroline and Chioma bond with Miriam on a, where Miriam was talking about her husband and how the relationship between her husband blossomed over time, and she started crying. She didn't think that she was going to cry in front of these ladies, because it means that she had pep talked herself like she was going to come into this and like just be like this person, but she saw herself having a human moment, being vulnerable with these ladies that she didn't think she was going to be vulnerable with. I mean, most likely she thought she was going to be vulnerable with Tony, but she didn't think she was going to be vulnerable with somebody like Caroline or Chioma. So it was I like that moment. I don't want to say it was all bad, but I have to point out the things that I liked about this yacht scene.
No, you're absolutely right. I think also kind of like pulling that out, we haven't seen a lot of scenes with just Miriam. Like actually, it's always Miriam and Miriam plus Miriam this, and it's not a scene where it's like, okay, even though Miriam is with the other group of ladies, this is about Miriam. Like we are getting to know who Miriam is as a person, and we haven't seen enough of that. So I think that particular scene, actually, I really connected with Miriam in that moment, because I'm like, oh my god, because we see Miriam in the most goofiest form. She's always laughing, which is great. She's always goofy. She's always like kind of like the glue for the like the group. But in that particular moment, it was just like, oh my god, like she, for me, I felt like, okay, she's a little bit human. Like I can kind of like connect with this woman, because the rest of it has just been like goofy Miriam, laughing Miriam like solving the fight, Miriam not saying anything, Miriam plus, like Miriam felt like a +1 a lot of the times, whereas that moment is like, I felt like she was a housewife.
Yeah. I kind of also like how sorry guys. I kind of also I kind of also like how she, even in her moment, she was still able to throw in some dialogue, because she said, I don't like to talk about my husband because I don't want people to understand,
to
or
know what
rather
I'm
to know what I'm enjoying. I'm like, oh my god, typical Miriam. She always likes to make a joke out of something serious. Even at her vulnerability, she still had to make a joke out of it. So it was so funny. I really like
I
that
really like.
moment.
And then this moment here on the boat, Tony is downstairs eating swab.
Oh my god.
Oh, they were eating ogbonna. You know what? I love
Yeah.
it because guess who made ogbonna this week? Me. So
Oh, really?
mhm.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. Tony will always be Tony. This is Tony telling you people that remember I have amala.com. Oh, this
yeah,
this is
yeah.
me. Oh. And I there was someone that was kind of saying that she's promoting Africa, eating albono with hand. I'm like, excuse me, are you among the few people that thinks someone have to eat eba with cutleries? Like, if she was eating it any other way aside the way she's eating it here, it would be
We
really
would have called her
awkward.
out. I would
Yes,
have called
Absolutely.
her out.
exactly. They would a lot of people would have called her out. This is the typical way we know how the people eat eba. Like, if she was doing any other different way, I would have called her out. So no, this is normal. So if it's not normal to you, it is normal to all of us. And please don't bring in that narrative, because
Yeah,
it's just few people that think that way. So I
Yeah,
really like it.
it looked pretty normal to me. I think you're right. Any other way would
I
have
loved it.
looked performative. So yeah, like I love the fact that she was comfortable to just do that on camera and not feel like she needs to, yeah, like I think it looked pretty normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to
And
say, this conversation here, what did you guys think about this conversation? And to be honest, let me be honest with every single person listening to my voice. I actually did not watch the show yesterday. I listened to it and I
okay.
listened to it twice. I did not watch it, but I know what the scene is about. What do you guys think about this conversation between Tony and Miriam? And it was in relations to Laura.
Archie, do you want to go?
No, you can go first,
No,
Colette.
you go first. You go first.
Yeah, if I can remember this conversation very well, Tony was kind of saying that she will always be Laura's friend and everything. They all, Tina, if you can remember in our last episode, we talked about when Choma pulled Auntie Yabo aside to talk about Laura's situation. I'm like,
Hmm.
even this when Marian started talking about this to Tony, I'm like, Laura again. Like, why are they still talking about Laura's situation? I get it. Like, is it like there's something going on that we don't know amongst the ladies? Like, bringing up Laura, why is it that everyone is concerned about how to move along with Laura or anything? Because it became a kind of a consigned theory or whatever. I don't know what is going on, but them talking about it here, it kind of gave me some feelings like, why is this a topic? Laura have apologized. You guys
Hmm.
move on. Why do you want to know how each and every one of you want to relate with Laura? Is it like, are you people trying to like, is it like enough? Now I agree what you say, Tina, about them ganging up on Laura. If everyone is talking about it, if everyone is bringing up the conversation, if everyone wants to know where any of the housewives head or their minds at, to know how to move along, moving forward with Laura, that means it was a gang up. Yes, I understand. Tony is very much close to Laura. Tony will always be Laura's friend, but I like the what she said. She said she will always I think she said something about telling
Stand
her
up
when
for
she's
Laura.
not, yeah, and she will stand up for Laura and everything. Yes, that's what is expected of any friendship. No matter how they wrong you, how they offend you, you will have your differences at some point, but you always stand up for your friend. So yes, what she said is what she's supposed to do as a friend. So, and Miriam, I guess she's trying to also know where Tony stands in terms of moving forward with Laura. She personally have her differences that she has not discussed or had that conversation. I don't know. I'm not sure she has had that conversation with Laura. And I don't know why they didn't talk about it. She made mention, and she has said this thing before. She made mention about her driver and Laura when they had that dinner at her place. I don't know what that story is all about, and I really would like to know what the story is all about. Even Tony repeated it. She asked, "What happened again with your driver and Laura?" And remember the call that Miriam, Trauma puts through to Miriam.
No, it
They
was
also,
Miriam that put. Oh yeah, was it?
yeah,
No, it was Choma. It
it
was
was
Choma.
someone.
Sorry,
It
sorry.
was someone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
it
sorry.
was someone that put that call through to Miriam. Miriam also made mention of such thing. I don't know what that. I really want to know what. I just hope they bring it up in the reunion. So Miriam have her own reservation about Laura, irrespective of whatever Tony have to say here. So she just wants to like know where Tony's head's at. That's
Mm.
just my own opinion.
Yeah, I mean, this whole scene again is like you said, it was just weird to me. But I'm tired. I'm exhausted. The whole thing exhausts me. I'm just happy that we got done with the yacht. Colette, do you have anything else to add to this scene before I move to the
Um,
next?
I think OG is spot on. It did feel like I feel like a lot of the housewives are doing temperature check with each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, are you talking to her? Okay, so I would know how to talk to her, or how I would know how to resolve my issues with her. It's like if you want to resolve the issue, resolve the issue. If you don't want to
Mm-hmm.
resolve the issue, don't resolve the issue. Like
Mhm.
this whole checking in with this person and that person to know what it's exhausting, and this
It is.
Laura thing, it's really exhausting. It's very, very exhausting. And during the yacht scene, like we didn't see anything that Laura's done. In fact, Laura was very much integrated in the group. She was
Mhm.
very
Mm-hmm.
much having fun. She had her
Mhm.
best face on. She came in looking like very fruity, really good, getting involved, smiling, chatting, everything. And you want to bring up Laura again? Like, get
Mhm.
over it. Like, and I think Laura said she's apologized, and Laura apologized on the table, even though she said she doesn't fucking mean it. But still, but still, I mean, if you really want to resolve things with Laura, have the conversation in front of the ladies, out like privately with Laura. Have the conversation and really pour out how you feel, because clearly I think something is bothering Miriam. But I think the rest of the ladies do it, apart from Iyabo. They do this temperature check, like, oh, what's going on? Like, where are you with this person and where are you with that person? It's like, why are we doing it? It feels like a group, a mean girl group thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like it. I really don't. Like, I really felt uncomfortable. I think that conversation between Yabo, oh no, sorry, Toyin and Miriam was very awkward. And I know, OG, you said, Toyin was, saying I will stand by Laura and blah blah blah. But I think that was such a, like, it just felt so dishonest, especially hearing what Toyin has said previously after she had her conversation with Laura and her confession. And she was like, oh, I'm just going to zip my lip and lock the key. And it's like, okay, so this wasn't genuine for you? You didn't feel like what Laura was saying to you was genuine? I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't know. I just feel like it feels a little bit dishonest on both sides. I didn't understand the point of this conversation, to
And
be frank.
also, we find out later on in this episode that there was a pact, and we had been talking about it since last episode, maybe the episode before that, that there was kind of this mean girl gang up on Laura. As much as Laura is annoying, right? She's
Mhm.
really annoying. There was this mean girl gang up on Laura, and I didn't at first. I didn't want to believe it, but I said
Mhm.
something that I felt like. Oh, you remember that episode? I said I felt like Laura was being ganged up on, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I
You
just,
said
I
so.
felt like they had coordinated on this. We find out at the towards the end of this episode that indeed they had all agreed that they were going to ignore Laura on this
Mhm.
trip.
Mm.
You
Yes.
know
Yes. Mhm.
that, and so that's kind of what some of the genesis of the fight between Carol and Shoma, or
Trauma.
whatever she did towards Auntie Yabo, was because people started softening up. But even Carol was softening up towards what's her name? Um
Laura.
Laura. And I just realized that I missed something, but I don't know if I missed it. No, so I must have missed something, but after the yacht, this happened, right? The next scene was this.
Mhm.
And it was so weird to me
Yeah,
because were you guys just as confused as I was that the next
I was.
scene was
I was.
this?
This was the
Was
scene where
literally
production dropped the fucking ball. This was the
Ball,
actual
yes.
scene where production drops the ball. Like, absolutely drops the ball. That's the scene there. Everyone's like, what happened? Where is the pictures? Where is the videos? What's going on here?
The
So
soundtrack itself was like, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what's going on? I don't understand. They showed
because
they
next thing we saw was Miriam and Choma calling
yeah.
home upset.
And even
And I'm
Laura
like,
as well.
yeah, I Laura needs to do better. I'm sorry. I don't like this.
Oh my god. Please leave Laura alone.
Laura is like, I don't care. I'm shaming
Yeah,
You know
this
what?
girl and not going to do anything about it.
Okay, I love it.
exactly.
Okay, if she likes it, I love it because I was just like, "What is Laura? Why are you doing this to me? Like like I just did this. I just saw this from you. Why am I seeing this from you? What is going on?
She's
Work with
showing you
me."
the transformation. She's trying to show you the transformation. As much as I don't like it, I still like it. I don't know. I'm
No,
in
I like.
between. I'm in
Yeah, and
between.
let
Let
me.
me explain why. Let me explain to you why I'm in between. I don't like it in the sense that this is like a platform. Like you have to come correct. You have to come ready. Yes, even though that you don't go to bed all glammed and you don't wake up all glammed and everything. But
Except if
like
you're trauma.
yeah, except if you're trauma. But like, I mean, there's some level of if she was wearing her wig already and then she's now putting applying her makeup and everything, I would have loved that instead of like see her the way she was, her look and everything. Oh, I'm like, come on, Laura. We know you're trying to be all real and show yourself and everything. Like, babe, you also have a brand. You want people to also come and buy into your brand and everything. You need to come correct. You need to come repping and everything. I'm not against them, and that's why I always I said I like it and I don't like it, and I'm not against her not being herself because I'm like that. I'm actually like that somehow with Laura. I'm someone that don't give a fuck. Like um, I
You're
have a
not
friend.
being watched by international media, girl.
Well, yeah, I have a friend. She cannot step. In fact, not even step it. She cannot be on a video, even if it's with me. That is her friend without wearing her wig. Like she cannot even step out of her house without wearing her wig. That's how bad it is. Like she's always want to be like prim and proper. That's that
Mm.
friend for me. That's one of my friend for you. But I'm someone like, okay, maybe we want to do grocery. She would not tell me. Let's. I'm like, I'm wearing joggers or something. I'm like, okay, let's go. Like, I can't be bothered to come and start changing my dress or trying to look all girly or that. I just go with you. Like, I'm okay. So I think that's that Laura. Like, I'm someone that don't give a fuck, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go out looking like a rat. No. Yes. I well, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's
I,
okay.
I didn't I didn't particularly mind it. I know it's like, yeah, I do get your point, Tina, you're on national TV, but I think that's where we need to give that breathing room for people to just be vulnerable when we see the real them. And other women are watching this and
It
they can
happened
connect.
again. It
Yeah, and they
happened
can
again.
connect and say, like, I look like that when I wake up. Shit. But when I
So
get
it's not
glammed
about.
up.
So let me be clear, and you guys know this. Everyone that listens to this podcast, you guys know this. I'm not body shaming or anything. I'm not shaming her. I want better for Laura. I want Laura to like be a bad bitch all the time, and not necessarily that she has to have on 10 pounds of makeup just to to put on makeup or whatever. It was just I was just like, Laura, how do we go from I was just whole like the yacht scene, everything. You looked phenomenal. And then the next scene I was introduced back to Laura was this. And I'm just like, what is this, Laura? And like, I don't like this. I want the bad bitch back, but it's not I mean, I understand it's real. Like right now, if you saw me, you would see me with my scarf on my head and and her headphone. I have no makeup on, but so I don't know. I'm just talking. Let me stop. But we jump to this scene, right? And we see both Miriam and Chioma talking to their family. We find out that there was a fight after we had just left from this, right? To this. So I'm just like, what the, like what happened? And apparently this is like a couple of days after or something.
I don't
Or
think
maybe not.
so.
I don't know.
It's the next morning because
Okay.
when Miriam came out, she was saying something about the previous night. So it's the
Mm-hmm.
next morning. This is like the next morning of the aftermath of whatever happened at the yacht. That's
Mm-hmm.
what this particular scene is. And Choma was kind of down, and Miriam at the other hand, she was also down. She called I think her sister or so. Laura called her friend. Like I was like, what is going on here? What did we miss? This was where I was saying Colette. I don't. Okay, Tina. I think I said it on our spaces last night. I said,
Mm-hmm.
I get it. The production team, the crews, they are human beings. They also need their rest. I mean, like everybody, we can't work 24 hours shifts. So I understand, but this you know that this lady, something must always happen, especially when they are in the same environment, they are in the same room or house or villa, whatever it is. Like something must happen. Now, what you should have done, being the fact that you know how other franchise works, what you should have done is to install cameras, hidden cameras, because I'm sure they rented this whole place. I want to believe that they rented all the place that they stay all through their stay in Dubai. So if you guys paid for it and you know you're going to do your shooting, you should be able to kind of prepare yourself. Make sure that you have cameras wired all over, the
OG, take
place.
that phone
So,
call.
all right.
Yeah,
No, I
it's
agree. Oh, go ahead,
go ahead.
Tina.
No, you
No,
go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say. I agree with OG. I was really shocked. I was taken aback because okay, I mean, OG said, the production have to sleep. No, you don't have to sleep. No, you don't. You can't sleep. You can't sleep because you need to consistently give us the drama 24/7. You need to capture everything. Like, this is
Yeah.
why we are paying Showmax because we want to see everything. We want to feel like we are part of these beautiful women's life. We want to feel like
Yeah.
we are actually being taken on that journey. And it feels like the journey is very choppy right now. I'm not being taken on the journey. Sometimes I'm on the, I'm in Dubai and then then I'm in a boss in Lake. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
like the transition is not transitioning, right? I would have
Exactly.
expected, okay, like why wasn't the whole house cameraed? Why like I don't understand. Wasn't at least one crew member sleeping in the house just in case? Like, I don't
They didn't even have
understand.
enough room, Colette. I mean,
Oh
they
yeah,
didn't,
I mean,
they didn't
okay.
even have Chama and Caroline had to share a room. How are you gonna get the crew in there?
I'm just thinking of all the possibility, but you see that scene. Okay, we saw Miriam talking about something, and she's like, she doesn't want to talk about it. She got on the phone with her sister. Then we saw Chioma calling her mom. We didn't see Caroline. We didn't, we saw Laura, on the phone, just talking, getting ready. But Laura, to me, Laura in that scene just looked like she had a bag of popcorn. It's like, oh, ciao.
Yes, I
Yesterday
was
night was
living.
great.
I was living for Laura's reenactment of what was going on because she was doing it in pidgin, right? And and she was loving it. But then at one point she was getting annoyed because she was being left out of the Rogbodiyan. She was being
Yeah.
left. She was like, if everyone can be in there, why can I not be in there? I'm like, Laura, you don't want to be in
You
there
don't want to be in there.
because they're gonna now make this your issue. Like
Exactly.
in this scene, and I have to say one thing. this whole episode, and this is how I know that Laura's behavior is deliberate, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
in this episode where the attention was not on her, there was no conflict with her.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? And it
Yeah.
tells
Yeah.
me so much about that Laura's actions is usually deliberate. That's who she, and it's been that way since episode 1. But that said, I loved Laura in this scene when she was telling Celine um all the gbasgbos that was happening. I was loving it because Laura was like, I serve a living God.
Yeah, Laura was so happy, and I can understand why she was. This like what is the same scenario of what happened when Tony was calling out Laura when they had
Mhm.
that intervention and everything, and Choma and Auntie Yabo were laughing. So that's the same thing. That's the same thing that was going on here.
And that's why Tony called Choma out in that instance, because she knew that with them with Choma laughing, with Choma was like, yes, I'm glad. Basically, Tony is doing my job for me. And so in this situation, we finally found out that there was a fight. We didn't know there was it's only through Laura we knew there was a fight,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
We thought maybe
yes.
there was a verbal disagreement, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I have to give my apologies to Caroline. Last episode, I thought you were just mentioning billionaire because you just like to mention billionaire, but it really was a billionaires club. So I'm sorry, Caroline, that I was messing with you on that. I'm going to DM you and tell you I'm sorry on my own.
Y'all
You
keep
just
playing with Caroline. You guys keep playing with Caroline.
no, I don't play with actually. Caroline. No, ask OG. Caroline,
No,
ask
Tina is
OG.
like Team Caroline.
I am team. It's even till now. Like I don't care what I saw yesterday. I am still team Caroline. I don't care. You guys can say whatever you want about Caroline, and mind you, I love me some Trauma too. Okay, like I love Trauma, but I also am team Caroline, and OG can tell you guys clearly, like when
Mhm.
there's no microphone in my mouth and I'm not broadcasting to the world and it's just me and OG, I am sitting there like on a team Caroline defense team, like the
So you
lawyer
are
to
team.
be.
So you are team Caroline behind the scene. Got it.
No, I'm team Caroline
No, no,
everywhere.
no. She's
And
not just Team Caroline behind the scenes. She's been very vocal about it, actually.
no,
Me
no,
and
Okay.
no, I'm
Tina have
very
gone buckhead on some issues about Caroline, some things I don't agree with her, and some things she also don't agree with me. So, like, she's very vocal about her this thing.
team
Love
Caroline, like
Team
always, like
Caroline for
because
serious.
and I think the reason why I'm team Caroline is because, and I don't really want to get into it because it would be a long conversation, but I'll say it very quickly. I feel like her marriage was unfair to her. And because
Mm.
of that, I would always stand with the woman. And because of that, I will always stand with Caroline. And for that, just that reason. There are other things that Caroline does that is annoying. And so we're going to get to that. I'm just apologizing because last week I'm like, Caroline, must we hear about billionaires every show? But she was
That's her
right. It was.
slogan.
Yes, it was this billionaires club. It was really a billionaires club. So for that, I apologize. It literally says the billionaire Dubai. So I felt bad. So what did you guys think of this? I think Toyin came in just bad bitch status. What did you guys think? She had enough feathers for like a whole country of flamingo.
I was confused with Toyin's outfit. I'm always somewhat confused with Toyin's outfit, but I think I've always said this. I think Toyin's outfit are for editorial.
Yes.
Toyin's like designs are editorial magazine because they are so extravagant, they're so big and loud, but they are for editorial. There's certain outfits that's like, this is so suited. I can see how well this will picture in a magazine with a
True.
storyline. This is giving me editorial. Like Toyin's outfit to the Billionaires Club gives me editorial. Is that,
True.
something you can wear out? Not
Yo.
necessarily. Did
Mhm.
Toyin wear it well? I don't think so. I really don't. I think it's a nice outfit, but I don't think it's, like, I don't know. I get confused by her outfit a lot because I'm in the mind frame of, I see this in picture. I see this in like, a really nice story. a 3-pager on a magazine, and you just see her beautiful outfits because they're so extravagant. It's so just like you can just like picture it. But when she wears it out, I'm just a little bit confused. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, Colette. Is it right for the occasion? No. But is it good for magazine shoots? Yes. I totally agree with you. But sometimes I kind of want to drag Toyin. I do drag her anyway on her outfits. And I'm going to do that here again on this particular event or occasion. Is not right for what she's wearing. It's not right for the occasion. But then again, it's not like what she's wearing is not good. I am not. At the same time, I also understand that she's trying to showcase her brand. We've seen it, Tony. We get it. You are using this platform to show the world what you design and everything. We get it, but it's just that these people you're trying to showcase your work to, they will be wondering, is this the appropriate outfit for the occasion? They might not get it that you're just selling your brand, not necessarily for the occasion, like you're trying to show up for an event. There's something else you could have worn, and there's another way you could have shown this outfit, to the world for them to see what you make, your craft and everything. Instead of, will I use the word ridiculing yourself by wearing this to this if this occasion, whatever event, or it's an evening. They went for an evening, like a fine dining or something. I don't know. So I've never been to the billionaires club or whatever. Whether it's a club or what I know for a fact is this place, this whole event or dinner or whatever it is, this whole outfit is not suitable for it. That's just what I know for a fact. But there are other ways she can showcase her brand, her craft to the world instead of wearing something that is not appropriate for an event. That's just what I have to. Tony, I love you, but I will still drag you.
Well, Tony, I'm gonna order this dress from you. Okay, so I'll DM you, and I'll wear it to my 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 niece's naming ceremony, and everyone is going to ask me who made it for you, and I'll say the king of fashion. Don't listen to these people. Like, yeah,
Okay.
Tony is a like I see the madness. Okay, like I actually do see it. I understand her madness. It doesn't mean it's appropriate for this scene, but hey, you know what? I've come from episode 1 to now. I've come to realize that Tony is Tony, and this is who Tony is. She is very, very vocal, whether it's audibly or by showing her brand, right? So
Mhm.
she will show you, like the Ogbono. We just talked about the Ogbono. That was Tony advertising Amala.com.
.com, yes.
You
I
know, so
love
Tony,
her.
Tony is going to be loud about her brand. And to be honest with you, if you're quiet about who your brand, people might not come buy from you. So I
Mhm.
get it. She's a businesswoman. And, was it appropriate for here? You know what? She's a birthday girl. Let's give her, I don't even know what to do. But one thing that I do want to talk about, because in this whole scene, and I wanted to kind of ask you guys about this because I was a little bit I was confused in a way about some people's reaction to this. So Caroline, this was Caroline's gift to Tony, and she said in this event she didn't want any drama or anything, and so she was going to get along with everybody. She was going to get along because by that time her and Auntie Yabo had the fight, right? So she was still nice. She was nice to Auntie Yabo. My question is, why do people keep saying that it's fake to be nice to somebody that you got into a fight with because you don't want to create a scene publicly? So what is the deal? Because for me, I can code switch, right? So like if I'm angry, like okay, I'm married, right? So my husband and I, we don't always get along, right? We might argue sometimes, and then we have to go meet up with our parents, and even though we just came out of the car really mad at each other and we're still mad, we can still go in front of our parents and be cordial and be hugged the same way we always holding hands and whatever. And as soon as we get in the car, they're like, you know what, I'm still mad at you about blah 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 blah. So what's up with the whole, oh, Caroline is fake because she is nice to Auntie Yabo and she's cool with Laura and everybody at the event? What is that about? Can people
Okay.
can
Yeah, let me tell you on my take on this. The thing is this. I'm someone that can also switch. Like I can have a very huge fight with you right now. Like even we can maybe physical fight or something. I don't do physical anyway.
I was
I'm
gonna
too
say,
busy for that.
who are you? I'm like, I'm too rich and pretty to be fighting anybody physically. Fuck
So
that shit.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
but I can also like we can me and you at the same breath or the next hour go out, hang out, have fun. I will never. I keep saying this. I will never allow anyone to deprive me of my phone, even though
Yeah.
I just had issue with you. No way, no way. I won't give into that. I will never. But am I still holding on to our fight or whatever differences we have? Yes. But at that moment, I will make sure I have fun to the fullest. Then when we go our separate ways, we'll continue the quarrel. That is how I am. So, Caroline, I understand why people say that. It's people that don't have such, that cannot do such switch. Caroline, she has shown us she can do that, whether she's faking it or anything. But I know for sure Caroline on this show, she has on in is it in episode 3 or 4 where she did the boho party or something. She had
Mm.
her issues with Laura. Then after it, the next thing, I think the next time they had they did a gathering together was, I think it was Choma's trip to Abuja or something. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
She was still able to like put her differences aside and have fun. So people are like on several occasions she has done that, but Laura is always wearing her own on her sleeve. She's not letting go of it. Why would Caroline move on, like act like nothing happened? So that's why they're saying she's fake.
But why did Auntie Yabo go if she was so mad at Caroline? It was Caroline's event, so why did she go then? I
But
wouldn't
you
have
can
gone,
you can see Auntie Yabo was not comfortable on that table. Her
but she
expression,
shouldn't have
her
gone.
tone, and
She
everything.
shouldn't have gone then.
And yes, and another thing again, when I watched this scene, why I said Caroline was fake, or rather, why I will agree with some people that she was fake here, on her confessional, she didn't want to even talk about what happened. If you noticed, you Colette mentioned about people that said had something to say about what happened. Caroline didn't have anything. I feel whatever
She was
happened is
embarrassed,
not
but yeah.
something, yeah, she was embarrassed by it. It's not something she's proud of. She doesn't even want to talk about. She doesn't even want the show to even mention about it. So it's not something she's proud of. And for her to have gone to the mile she went by apologizing 3 times, kneeling down, buying a gift, is something she wants to dead and buried. Like nobody
Mm.
should resurrect that particular issue. It's not something she's proud of. So that's why people are saying she's fake and everything. So I can understand because she have had different occasion where she just moved on. Like after the intervention fight she had with Laura, the next event they had was Priscilla's birthday, and another one was Tony's cultural this thing. They all know that these two people have their differences. They have underlying issues and everything. But Caroline was just acting like nothing, like she was just acting normal, which is good. You come up, that's the thing. You come out, you show up and show off. That's what she was doing. She's not letting Laura's negative energy affect her fun. So that's why some people, like I said, some people that will not get that someone can actually switch and have fun and not even be bothered about why some people cannot. I have some friends that cannot. They want to talk about that issue. make sure that it resolved before we move on. I have some friends like that. So when I don't know, people that actually know Caroline very well, maybe maybe they know better than we know. We know they know
Yeah,
much
but
more.
those people don't even. The only person who knows Caroline in that group that we think of is Tony. But Colette, I wanted to get your take on this, like the
Yeah,
whole idea.
I was gonna say, I think Caroline was being a good host.
Hmm.
I wouldn't expect anything different from Caroline, to be very honest with you. I think we've, like OG said, we've seen Caroline do this kind of cold switch quite frequently. So I think she was being a good host. However, that whole dinner scene was just, yeah, it was just funky. We could tell, there's some tension. And I really wish they used, after the, oh my God, this is so, I'm so happy and I'm so excited. And this is so beautiful. And you look all lovely and blah, 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 blah. Someone then says, so last night, what happened? Like, someone bring up the conversation. I really thought they would have some, like, a little bit of the conversation of what happened. And it just felt like it felt like just a typical Nigerian style, like, oh, let's, we're around, or, around people. Let's just not say anything. We can't say anything here. Let's go behind the doors, like when when we get home and the doors are closed and we talk about it. And it's like, no, you guys can actually have a conversation here and it not escalate to a point where you need to,
But that's a problem. They can't, because they can't have like, these people have shown that they can't just have, an example of. I went back, and because of you, Colette, I went to watch Real Housewives of Dubai a little bit,
Mhm.
and I there was a point where Caroline Brooks, there was episode 3, Caroline Brooks, Lessa, and Ayan. And Caroline and Ayan brought the pot with lemons in them on her head, and they were and she brought it in to make lemonade. But they were able to have a conversation about why things kind of went awry without fighting, or
Mhm.
like making a scene in that environment. I
Mhm.
don't think these ladies are capable of that. And I don't know how to explain it. I don't think there I think there's too much emotion and too much
Mm.
bad blood that I don't see it happening. So for me, in this situation, the best bet would have been to not even bring it up, which they didn't. But
Tina,
and
Tina,
yes,
sorry to
ma'am.
cut you. Sorry to cut you short. The thing is, from what you said, the reason why those ladies were able to have such conversation without having any problem or any fuss, any fights, is because
Mhm.
they already have like an existing relationship.
Relationship, yeah.
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 These
Yeah.
women here, it's just few of them. I think like three of them that have an existing relationship before the show.
Yeah.
So that's why they cannot have that harmonized conversation, like
Yeah.
without escalating it. So
And I
Yeah.
also
It's just
think, and I also
go
think
ahead.
they're all super cautious about their reputation. And we can
Hmm.
see it play out from like episode 1 right down to now. It's all this kind of like really, and I get it. Like, no one wants their reputation damaged, but you're in Real fucking Housewives. Like, this thing happens. Like, like, I think they're just super, super, super cautious that, it's a little bit like a tight upper lip,
Hmm.
and that's kind of impacting the dynamic, and in terms of conversations, because everyone's like, oh, you can't say this because this and that and that and that, and you can't do this because this and that and that and that. They're just super, super, super cautious about it, and I really wish that they could kind of like just relax a little bit and just like, like, just chill. Let's have this conversation. Let's talk about it. If somebody gets riled up, someone can, have somebody that can take you and lead you away to go to the bathroom to calm down and come back to it. I don't know. I just feel
true.
like, I honestly feel like, yes, we were in a really nice, luxurious location. That was the
Mhm.
perfect scene to be a little bit messy.
Hmm.
Luxury and messiness. I mean,
I know.
perfect combo. Like,
this
hello.
whole
Yeah.
this whole episode was giving opulence. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
whole episode. So like this is the best and the best place, the best environment, the best music, the best atmosphere for anybody to even want to bring up anything.
Yeah,
if
Yeah.
you ask me, because
yeah.
nobody will want to do mess up, you know.
Yeah, I don't trust that they have that level of self-control in this scene. But it looks like and like I said, I didn't watch it, so I didn't read the body language, but I heard Auntie Yaba was like, oh, now you know you're fake and blah blah blah. And I was like, but what did you expect? Like, she started coming to blows with you at the billion. I mean, we all know how Caroline feels about billionaires. So like, she's not messing that shit up, and if you felt that strongly about it, you didn't have to come. It was Caroline's event. And it's not like you haven't said happy birthday to Tony. You could have missed out on it. So you can't, like, what is Caroline supposed to do? She's hosting this event. She has to be nice. So, and we can all, when we wrap up, we can talk about the expectations, that what is expected and how people are supposed to act around Auntie Yabo, because there's a lot of strangeness in that regard. But anyway, so let's just go quickly. Like, I want to kind of finish this. So we saw them going to the beach and more stuff happened here. I like the scene where Tony and
Yeah,
Chioma were
I
riding the
thought,
bicycle.
yeah,
Yeah, that was a really good scene.
it
That
was.
scene made me smile. Like,
Me
Me
too. Look at
too.
Chioma.
oh, Chioma, Chioma and Toyin just looked like they were living their best life.
Like
Like, whatever
kids.
happened the last 24 hours, forget it. We're out, the sun is good, and we're living our best life. Like, I love it. Love it.
But that's
Absolutely
what
love
anybody, if I were in that position, that's, I mean, like, you just have to like
it.
live your best life. That's
Yep.
what I would do. So,
Yeah. And I have to say that in this scene here, I did see that Caroline and Laura had squashed whatever beef they had, because even Caroline was talking to and they were kind of explaining what had happened. I think they were saying something like, it was when you said that the industry doesn't rate me was when I really got upset. I wouldn't have gotten
Mm.
upset until you said that, kind of this that and the other. So I it's and they I just remember, I wasn't watching it, so I didn't see the body language, but it looks like Caroline and Laura were trying to make a turn, or maybe they had made a turn from this scene. And then they talked about Chioma's boyfriend or lack thereof. I didn't understand that whole interaction, but I wasn't watching it. So what do you guys think about this
I
whole
was
scene?
very confused. Like, were they saying that this is the thing? The episode was a little bit confusing because we had a scene on the yacht where Chioma was saying she's talking to someone, but it's a little bit, nothing's
Mm-hmm.
confirmed, and they're still figuring it out. They're still in this kind of figuring it out stage. And then in this scene, it was like, I don't know if they were talking about an information that was put out there that was a misinformation that Chioma is married, but then it seemed like the ladies took it serious, and Chioma was like, no, it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie. But they were like, oh, it's serious. And I'm like, I'm confused. Are we missing something here? Like, why are we even talking about this? Like, why is this even a conversation right
And
now?
then Tonya was bringing somebody to hook her up with.
And Tonya was bringing someone to hook her up with, and it's like, why is Tonya bringing someone to hook you up with? I was just a bit confused. I didn't
It's
understand it.
I'm blaming the editing. I'm blaming I'm blaming
yeah,
editing.
yes, of course. Yeah, because
Yeah.
a lot of things, even when they had the fight, there was some reference to this particular discussion to their fights that we never got to see. Because remember when Caroline said in her confessional that the reason why Choma was mad at her is not because of the apology to Auntie Yabo, that is because she ratted her out on her boyfriend, or be whatever. So I'm believing that where she did that was on this table. So there's a lot of things that were edited out or were not captured. I don't know what was going on in this particular episode.
It was
So
just it was just all choppy. Like, it was just so weird. and
yes,
and
yes.
I mean, I like that, there was a ton in Connor, with Laura, with people, because even Caroline was talking to Laura, even though they said that the reason why I mean, even Auntie Yaba was talking to Caroline here. So then I just don't understand how, I'm just gonna go there. Like, let's just talk about the fight, because we've been kind of
No,
building
before
up
you
to.
go over there, can we
Mhm.
talk about Trauma saying that I've dated Nigerian men? Nigerian men, I've dated UK men.
Oh my god.
I think I forget it.
You- You're breaking up, OG. OG, you're breaking up.
Hello, can you hear me very well?
Yeah, now I can.
Are you serious?
It's fine. It's a fine.
Okay. I said the Chioma was describing the
We've lost her
Tina, can you hear
again.
We've
me?
lost. Yeah, we lost you, but that's fine. It's okay. I can hear you now, but you're just your network is kind of choppy right now. But yeah, where she was saying something about she wants London boys, not Nigerian men or whatever. But she did kind of change and said that it's not that I would never date a Nigerian man. It's just that it's I rather a London bloke or something like that. And I was like, what about American boy too? We can hook you up with an American boy. Anyway.
But Chioma was spot on. Chioma was absolutely spot on. Like Nigerian London, like if you're in a Nigerian man that's lived his entire life in London, they are so freaking stingy. Like it's just I don't even know. Like the water they're drinking, I don't know. I don't understand it. But then when you move, obviously in Nigeria, a Nigerian guy that has lived predominantly in Nigeria and then moved to the UK or lives in Nigeria, they're quite frivolous and they're quite caring. And I think maybe it's the culture, then more in touch with the cultural ways. But I don't know. I'm for dating a Nigerian guy that lives in Nigeria or has lived in Nigeria and then moved to diaspora. I don't know where Choma's
I don't
coming
know.
with this London guy, because I'm more, I don't know, but good luck to her. But again, I do agree. Maybe she should try like some American guys, like
I don't know.
because
Everybody is the
What
same.
about some
These people
South
are the same.
African guys?
ah,
All men are the same. I just have to
They are
say the
not.
one thing
I
that I
agree
do
with
know
Chioma.
about
they're not Tina, they're
They are
not.
saying that
they're
they
the
are not.
same.
They are not the same. I've dated
I have
UK
to say
girls.
Nigerian men cheat too much. I cannot do with the cheating. Oh my goodness. I
They
can't.
all cheat
Mm-mm.
everywhere. They all cheat everywhere. So don't even say it's only
So this
Nigerian
is the
men.
thing. My only advice for Choma, if you're listening to my voice, I hope you are. I hope you listen to this podcast. I mean, because we had you on. But anyway, if you're listening to my voice, do what your heart tells you, not what your head tells you. Sometimes you have to use your head, but who do you love? Who treats you? Who makes you feel like a queen? That's it. That's it. Like
So
that. Like,
I was gonna say also, Choma, don't date 50-50 men. Thank you.
what's 50-50?
What's 50-50 men?
Relationship advice on Real Housewives of Lagos after party. Go ahead.
Everybody, spill.
50-50 men are typical London men. Typical. They always want to do 50-50 with
Oh
everything.
no.
You go out
No,
on
no,
a
no, no.
day, they're doing split the bill. You
Mm-mm.
want to do this, they're telling you, I'll pay half, you cover the other half. You
No.
want to do that, they're calculating your money before you even calculated your money. Those 50-50 guys, don't do it. Don't do it, girl. Don't go to those British guys. A lot of 50-50 men. They're all 50-50
And that's what
men. A
Shoma
lot
was
of them.
saying, that they're
Yeah,
stingy. And
she's
because
100% right.
you can be a feminist and still see that there's still some things like you should be wooed, you should be, want to be doted on, you should be want to be spent on. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think Shoma would not settle for less than that. So
Of
Absolutely.
course. Can I tell you
yeah.
guys a secret? Something that happened
Yes,
to
ma'am.
me.
What
Yeah,
happened?
I've dated like I said, I've dated a UK guy in the past, and I'm sure if he ever hears this podcast, I know that the one behind his voice is going to cry. One time I went shopping and everything. Do you know I was make I mean I like to go on shopping spree sometimes. So while I was shopping and buying things for myself, do you know what this guy said? That when he's with me when I'm shopping, instead of me using my own personal card to make payments, that I should give him my card and my password when we go out like this, so that he will be the one making the payments with my card.
Fuck that shit.
What?
I hope you dumped him. I hope you dumped
I
him
did.
immediately right there.
I did actually, but like I'm like, what? Not like you're the one paying for these things. I am the one paying for them. but you want to take the credit or whatever because you want to feel cool with yourself in front of these people, then I should give you my card and my password for you to be the one making the payments. Like, come on, get
Men
out
and
of
audacity. Men and
the
audacity is like 5 and
audacity.
6. The audacity. Like, can you imagine?
That was the
Jesus.
height of it. That was the height of it. I'm like, no, I'm done with these guys. I'm done. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, I can't do that. Mm-mm. But anyway, let's just go to the fight. I just, let's go to the fight because I just want to talk about the fight. Because there's so much, there's so much we can talk about. I like the scene where Tony was throwing them in the pool. Auntie, look at Auntie Yabo in the fight, and Trauma was like everyone was getting thrown in the pool. They were having fun and all kinds of stuff. That was Miriam. I was wondering who that was. That was Miriam right here. I couldn't
Yeah,
tell who.
that
Yeah,
was
that's
Mary.
Miriam. Yeah.
Yeah, they were having fun and everything, and this is where it all kind of just like I don't know how we went from this to that.
Can I just ask one thing? How does all the women not have makeup? Their wig is shifting, but somehow, Chioma finds a way to still look like a baddie after she's been thrown in
She
a
pow.
pool.
Tony
Chioma
said
is
she powders her
like,
face. Yeah, she brought a powder with her. You know what, Chama? I don't know why people are like always saying
No.
that you're always looking good. You know what, Chama? Do you? If you will never be caught dead without makeup on, do it.
she
There's,
She
she still
looks
looks
big.
good.
there's this makeup forever foundation,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's makeup forever.
Mm-hmm.
That bitch will stay on. Okay,
Yeah.
you can do the water test, like the pool test. That bitch will stay on. Okay, so if you all you need is that makeup forever foundation, a
Mm-hmm.
waterproof eyeliner, and I mean, Choma still has lashes.
I
She has her
know.
lashes on.
Her
She has her
brows,
Chanel
her
earrings on.
eyeshadow.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. I
I don't
love
know if
it.
this that would have been an opportunity for whichever makeup brand that Choma is wearing. Like
Choma, we need to know what makeup brand
what
you're
makeup
wearing.
brand she was wearing. I'm
Yep.
serious. Like, I'm buying it. She was in the pool and she came out of the pool still looking that way.
Exactly.
It was crazy. Like they look. I mean, everyone was looking good here. I mean, they all look good. And this is okay. Let me stop. And who was Laura there? I
No.
did not
She
see.
was no, she was dancing by the corner. At some point, look at
Oh
her. She
yeah,
was
she
dancing.
was. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
she
think she
said she
went
listened to the
upstairs because she wasn't feeling
yes, she
too
said it
well, right? Yeah.
exactly as usual.
Yeah. So the fight that happened, I have to say, and I'm gonna shut up and let you guys talk. It was the most ridiculous fight in the history of fights. I thought that there was no reason for this fight to happen because it was one of those things like, well, you apologize, but you didn't mean it. But I apologize and I meant it, or this and that. And then, oh, by the way, I apologized 3 times. I went to the mall. I even dobaled for Auntie Yabo, and I used. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? So anyway, I'm gonna shut up now because I just thought it was the dumbest thing. I did not like it. It made me really sad because as much as I understand that people are saying Choma and Caroline's relationship was built on a shaky ground and it was built on their mutual hate for Laura. I actually don't think so. I think they were friends because from Auntie Yabor's thing, they got closer there. And then when Auntie Yabo then went to Choma to tell Choma that that Laura said she was going to slap Caroline, Choma told Caroline, or whatever the case might be. But from my opinion, I don't think that their friendship was built on just Laura alone. I think that their friendship was built on peppering the other ladies. And that's not a good way to build friendship. There's a lot of lessons to learn from this episode 1. And I'm going to do a separate podcast just talking about the lessons we can learn from this when it comes to like when you're building friendships with people and all of that. But this fight was dumb. And I felt like it was orchestrated by the show, not necessarily by the ladies, and they needed something for the show to bring them into the reunion. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm gonna shut up now and let Colette and then OG go.
That's
I
my
was
girl.
I will say, I think this fight was brewing because one, I think Chioma. So first, Caroline did the whole, telling the girl something that Chioma told her in confidence in private. With the, I don't know, I think Chioma said something about Laura Instagram. I don't know if you guys remember that scene. And then Caroline came into the when Laura and her were
Yeah.
fighting and she blurted it
Hmm.
out. So I think that really actually like rubbed Chioma the wrong way.
Oh,
And
she
I
told
think
us she did.
Exactly. And I think Caroline has probably been doing little things along the line that hasn't been sitting well with Chioma. So I think this Iyabo thing was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back sort of thing. Like, and I don't think I I think I would definitely like align with your view. I don't think this fight was actually necessary. Like, okay, she didn't mean it. You need her to mean it, blah blah blah. Like, whatever. Who the fuck? Who cares? Who cares? She apologized. If Iyabo took it, she took it. If she didn't take it, she didn't take it. Like, who cares? Like, how many times have people apologized on this show and actually not been genuine? So I didn't understand why Choma was so like persistent on Caroline re-apologizing. But again, I don't think that was really Chalmers' bone of contention. I think Chalmers' bone of contention has been other things, and it's just escalated in this way, right? But again, I really wish production has showed us the conversation between Chioma and Caroline in the room, because then we would have been able to have a good grasp of what was going on and what Chioma was actually saying to her. I just didn't understand it. It was very unnecessary. It didn't. I get your point, Tina. Like, it does feel a little bit like production, but again, I'm thinking, okay, maybe Choma has just not been comfortable with the way Caroline has been moving, and she's been doing little things, and it's just like this is now like the kind of boom moment sort of thing.
Hmm.
How it escalated, I was really shocked. I was really shocked. I was shocked that two people that considered themselves as friends, right? I don't know. I'm
Hmm.
that type of person. If I consider you as friend, if we're fighting, I am not telling anything you said to me. I'm burying that thing is going down in the grave with me. I am shocked that the way they kind of like started talking, like the things that were coming out of their mouth. Like, I understand the fuck yous and the swearing and everything, but the rest of it really took me back. It goes back to your point. Were they really friends? Like, was this friendship actually like genuine, or were you guys kind of came together because you had one common enemy, and hence why your friendship wasn't sustainable, and this is what we're seeing as a result of it. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay. I want to say something. When you people say when you people say, even though, yeah, they both call themselves friends, bestie. Oh no, like, Choma did not call her bestie. It was Caroline that called Choma bestie at some point on the show.
Hmm.
I'm wondering, is it possible for someone to build that kind of loyalty, like that kind of strong um, foundation of friendship within the space of 3 months?
Yes, I'm gonna tell you why. You and I only know each other for 6 weeks, and I would never betray you.
True.
And I've
But
never
that's
met you in
different.
person or whatever. No, no, I've never met you in person or anything. We met on Twitter, and I will
Mhm.
never betray you. Even if I have a problem with you, I will literally drag you to you, but I
Yes,
would
that we.
never do it. Like, I would never. So okay. So I
Okay.
I agree with you, Tina. I think you can, but I think to your point, OG, it feels like
Mhm.
they built their friendship based off they had one common enemy, and that common
No, what I'm
enemy
trying to
bonded them
say is this.
together.
What I'm actually driving at is this. I'm not sure these people had that friendship. Tina, these people don't have the friendship me and you have. We have a
Mhm.
friendship outside our podcast show. These people's friendship is just based on the show.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I can remember from what do you call it? From Caroline's tell on one of the house, is it Clubhouse or
Clubhouse. Yeah, it
the
was
first thing
Clubhouse.
that
Clubhouse
she
room,
did?
yeah.
Yeah. She said that once the camera drops, everybody goes their way, their homes and everything. That they don't even call each other. Like she and Choma never hung out. Like it was just solely for the show. Like that
But
friendship was just for the
we all know
show.
that Caroline likes to be very funny with the facts, and by the
So
way,
if
myself and OG, we
Mhm.
had we didn't have a fight. We had a very serious conversation about whether or not Caroline lies or not yesterday. As
Yeah.
usual, I was on Team Caroline. But we also know that Caroline is not always forthcoming with the truth
Yep.
a lot of times. So, I mean, because at the same time, she said that they're not friends. She doesn't call her friends. She's never been to her house. But we
Mhm.
know that Caroline has been to Choma's house. She's been to Choma's businesses. So that
Mhm.
says a lot about actually you were putting more effort into this relationship than Choma was. But hey,
Okay.
let me, let me stop.
That's why I always call you my girl.
And I
because
love yeah.
because yeah, you bring up some facts and we argue it. That's why I like this thing a lot. Yeah, there's some things me and her will agree on, and there's some things we'll never agree on. But then again, she will bring up some facts that will make me still tell her, you see what you're saying? You see what you're trying to defend this, it's not true. So now, I'm just basing off of what Caroline said because and the way you guys, most people are defending their friendship and everything, saying that this you're a
Hmm.
betrayal, that the friendship was never that it was built on based on hatred of on Laura, blah 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 blah. But what I'm trying to make you people understand is this: Caroline and Choma both were able to flip, go from 100 to from 0 to
Yeah.
100 because that relationship, that friendship, that so-called friendship they claim they have is not solid.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
solid. It was like it's actual it was actually a fake friendship for the show. And the friendship was I agree with you people too, in the sense that it was based off on Laura's hatred, the hatred they have for Laura. That's what the friendship was on. For Trauma to go on her confessional and say, "I'm now Team Laura," I'm like, come on, girl, really?
Oh yeah. That I didn't understand. I got like Choma, can you come back on the
It,
podcast? I need to ask you a few questions.
she really confirmed what I was thinking. She confirms my theory that this friendship is actually just what's the word? Is it fallacy? Like it wasn't real.
Superficial.
Yeah.
Superficial, yes, that's the
Mm-hmm.
word. It wasn't real. It was just for the show. So they that's why they didn't have each other's back.
Did you guys think that conversation needed to happen right then and there? Because I never understood. Like, okay, so let's say me and OG, right? We've just talked about there are times we disagree on things, right? But we would never come on the podcast after we've already discussed that we disagreed about something, and then start fighting each other on the podcast and then put it out there.
Absolutely. I think this is where I didn't understand. Like, Chioma does a lot of pulling aside. She consistently pulling Iyabo aside. So why didn't she pull Caroline aside and say, "Hey, Caroline, look, I didn't like what happened in the room. I was feeling this way, and this is what I really like. I would really want you to do X, Y, and Z, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And maybe once, because Caroline has had something to drink, she was a bit cheerful. She was in a cheerful mood. I would have expected Chioma as a friend to pull Caroline aside and have that conversation with her and then come back into the group, right? And then find a way to integrate it back in the group. Having it just like that, like, what do you expect? Like, I don't know. Like, I think it was a little bit of a reach to now expect Caroline to now rehash that whole thing and still feel, comfortable and still feel okay with what you've done. I certainly wouldn't feel okay with that, especially when we just had a spat in our room. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also especially it's something she doesn't even want to be mentioned. This whatever
Exactly.
happened is not
Exactly.
something Caroline wants out.
Caroline,
Yeah.
yeah, and it seems like Caroline was wrong in whatever
So
it is,
yes,
and she
whatever it
made.
Yeah.
is, we don't know what happened, but whatever it is something Caroline don't even want anyone to know about.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's
Because
why she
she
was
was so
really
fast to go and buy a gift. Yeah.
yes, and all those things.
Caroline does
She
not
even
do
knelt.
that.
She knelt for Auntie Yabo. She knelt in
Which I
front of
don't
Auntie
even
Yabo and
understand.
begged.
And
And I
at the
don't
same,
understand that.
yeah, I don't understand. Also, I'm also going to drag Chioma too because like she's not supposed to be the judge of whose apology is genuine and whose apology is not
Yes.
genuine.
Yes.
I've called her out on this podcast, Tina. If you can remember when
Mhm.
she had that conversation with Atiyabo. No, no, not the conversation. The at Miriam's house when they came late and everything. She came with
Mhm. Yeah.
flour to apologize to Miriam and everything. But on her confessionals, her apology didn't seem genuine to me, and I called her out on this podcast. And Caroline's apology seemed genuine to me. So,
Mhm.
who made her the judge and the jury to say Caroline's apology is not genuine, to keep forcing her to apologize when she had already apologized like 3 times? So,
Mm-hmm.
Chama, you need to explain to me is unless there's something we don't like. I said a lot of things happened
I
at
feel
that.
like there's more to this
There's
than we are
more to this
seeing. Yeah.
conversation that we don't know
Mhm.
until they come and put some clarity and link some dots, to for us. That's the only way we can understand what happened here, because this whole drama, this whole fight, whatever happened here, it was not necessary.
Yeah.
Absolutely not necessary.
Yeah, it definitely was not necessary at all. And then this scene right here where Choma was talking to her sister. I mean, I understand that she was angry, and I have to say that those two said some really awful things to each other. One
Yes.
called one a bastard, the other one called the person's family. And I have to say this about Caroline, and I think maybe the way Team Caroline is because I feel sorry for her, and maybe she's been successful in making me feel sorry for her. But I have to say this about Caroline. Caroline, when you fight, there are ways you fight. Okay, that is just off-putting. You don't have to call everyone an Asherwa. You don't have to slut shame anybody. You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
do all that because, again, you have a past, Caroline, and you have a past and a present. Okay, you keep doing this whole slut shaming thing, people are going to air you out, and maybe you're not ashamed of the stuff that you've done in the past. By the end of the day, you'll call, maybe they're not ashamed of it either, but you cannot call somebody and say the whole Lagos has had your pussy. How do you know that? Were you there? Did you have her pussy too?
Ah,
Like, come on.
she
Yeah,
hasn't
Caroline.
Caroline.
told us what she was doing at that room that Laura was.
Yeah,
Colette, you were gonna
Caroline goes. She goes below the belt too many times. Of when she like again, there's a way to like air out your grievances without going below the belt. And when she goes below the belt, she expects other people not to go below the belt, and it's so crazy to me that you think you can slut shame someone and they won't get angry and go below the belt with you. Like I don't
Yeah.
understand it. And she fights really dirty. Caroline fights really, really dirty. I don't think like anyone that wants to get in a fight with Caroline, I beg, just leave it. She fights too dirty. It's like
Yeah.
it's not necessary. We don't need to get this below the belt over this.
I
It's
couldn't be
not
friends
worth
with,
it.
there's no way I could be friends with in real life with Caroline. I
I
could
don't
never be
even
friends
care.
with her.
Like, I don't care how any of these ladies make their money. As long as you're
Yeah.
getting paid,
Exactly.
Yeah, but
I'm not
Exactly.
really bothered. Like,
yeah,
I need a
Exactly.
sponsor in my life.
We promote men sponsoring us, period. All day.
exactly. I am Anna Nicole Smith.
Yeah.
Anna Nicole Smith is my hero because if I find me,
Oh my
if I
god.
find me I forgot her ex-husband's name. If I find one like that who is old and get ready to die, and you think I will not sleep with this man whose balls are dragging on the ground, you have lost your mind. And he's a billionaire. I will sleep with them. I will take care of my little baby. I will make sure his diapers are clean every day. And my stepkids, who are even older than me, who could be my mother and my father, I will make sure they're taken care of. Okay, I will do everything. Y'all can slut shame me to the bank when I'm wearing my Christian Dior and I'm wearing my
Cashing
Versace
those
and
coins.
exactly. Like you can slut shame me all you want, but what you're buying, like I don't care. Like I'm telling you, like I am made for soft life. Okay, so like
Exactly.
when I find my
Exactly.
94-year-old billionaire, you think I'm not going to leave this one that I'm married with? I will hire him as my pool boy so I can still begin the thing on the side. You know what I mean?
Oh
But you
my
best believe that I'm fucking that 94-year-old man and I will put it on him. Okay? Please.
I love it.
God. On that. That's on that. So it kind of, and when she slut shame people, I'm like, girl, come on.
We like at this point, every woman is a slut. At this point, like what next? Like it's everything. Like, and I hate this thing. Like when women fight, it's like, oh, you're a slut and you've done this, and you like, so what? Why are you
I'll
so
be
concerned
there.
about what she is doing with her vagina? Why does that even bother you? Like, I'm sorry, I am pro. You find a guy that's gonna sponsor your whole damn life, women. Find that guy and also have your money, but make sure you keep your money for yourself and you spend his
And
money.
spend his. Yeah.
Okay,
Spend
thank
his
And
money.
you.
that's
That's
on
what they're here for.
period.
That's what they were put on earth for us to spend their money. Okay. And so Caroline, stop the nonsense because but the thing about it, and I keep saying this, Caroline has a past and she has a present. So when you fight, be careful when you fight dirty. And the part that concerned me about all of this is because let's forget everything else. These two people called each other friends. There's
Yeah.
a way I will fight with my friend, and then there's a way that I'll fight with somebody that I've never had a like that friendship with. Okay, it's never going to be dirty, even with the person I don't have friendship with. But my friends, it would be like, are you okay? Are you drunk? Like that would be the extent of my fight. Like fuck you, this and that. But it would never be like your pussy. Everyone, okay, were you there? Because obviously you know this, right? So when you fucking my pussy, someone like like, and this is why even when she did the same thing with Laura, like I said this, even though I'm Team Caroline, I said, Caroline, you were in the room. So that means you guys had each other's pussy, and Laura did not like your pussy, and now you're telling us all about it. What is
Oh
this?
my
Oh my
I'm
god.
just, I'm not, I'm not making it like this is how I feel about this. I'm sick and tired of Caroline doing this fuck shit where she sits there and she slut shames women. Like, who the fuck are you? Are you okay? Ugh, let me stop.
God.
Anyway, then we see Caroline
But you still
Chioma.
are Team Caroline, right?
Yes,
Still Team
yes.
Caroline.
I'm just when you're wrong, you're wrong. Okay, I'm gonna call you out.
And
You know.
that's exactly what Tony did to
Yes.
Laura, and
Yes.
Laura and Shoma is doing to her. When
Yeah.
you're wrong, you're wrong.
And when Choma is wrong, because I'm about to drag Choma now, I dragged Caroline last, I'm about to drag Choma now. The fuck is this conversation calling her rat and useless and you want my life? Like what the hell is wrong? Like Choma,
Yeah.
stop it.
Yeah,
Are
true.
you okay? Are you guys okay? Like this is why they were never friends because I just couldn't understand the way that they fought with each other. Like why? I get that she was angry, right? But you just came from retail therapy and you're still using these very, very vile names. And I'm sure that Caroline was doing the same thing. But one thing that I wished had occurred between these two women, and because I'm a girl's girl, I would never sit there and go back and forth with my friend in front of other people or even in person. I would get up and walk away. And I wish one of them I walked away or both of them I walked away.
True.
Okay. But this display here says a lot about both of them. Okay.
Yep.
It
Yep.
says a lot about like right here, like what what angers you so much that we can see the veins on your neck? I mean, you're not a
And even
lepao,
pushed.
Caroline. You're not a lepa. You're not skinny, but we are seeing your vein. I expect to see Mariam's vein, but not yours. Okay, so you die angry. And the same thing here, like there was all this insults being thrown. And remember when I was upset that Chioma called Laura a rat?
Yeah,
Remember that? You know,
Yeah.
I don't like it. I do not like it. I don't like when women are slut shames. I don't like this comparing human beings to animals like pigs, and I don't like it. And this is a personal thing. I don't like it. And I didn't, it said a lot about both Caroline and Choma's friendship.
mhm.
And I really hope at some point that one, they take a vacation after this, but two, they reflect on their behavior on this. You can still have drama, you can still be messy, but you don't have to be disgusted.
Yeah. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I think it was Nina in Dubai or Sarah. Either Nina or Sarah in Real Housewife of Dubai said we can have our differences, like we can fight, but classy. We can have an argument. We can have.
Yes.
Oh my God! I'm like, can Real Housewife of Lagos girl lay women? Can they learn from this? They were actually fighting with words, but it was actually a sophisticated fight.
Yep. Yep. There's an art to those sophisticated fights. There's an art to it. It's a skill that they just haven't grasped. They feel that they just need to. It's everything. Baz, bulls, baz, back, back, back. It's like just
Mhm.
calm down. Let's just have a conversation. But they can't. I don't think they can grasp that. It's everyone gets really angry quite quickly, and then it results into just going below the belt in like 0.7. So yeah.
Speaking of that, we omitted the Ati Yabo. Ati Yabo wants to fight for
Oh,
every.
let's talk about that. Like, let's talk about the fact that
Ugh.
uh
Oh
I am
my
so
goodness!
anti Yabo Ajo Emma Binu Tori in Kotimoma so right now. Okay?
Oh
And my
my God!
Yoruba sucks. But anti Yabo Kilo de o. Kilo de. Are we fighting now? Is this who we are?
Auntie Abo want to show you people that even though I'm older than all of you, I can still jump you. I can still do what you think you younger version of me feels I cannot do. So that's her own way of telling you. I can be bougie, I can be posh, I can be ghetto at the same time. If you bring it,
But
I'll
I,
take you to the streets and I'll strip you. But I don't understand whether Auntie Yabo is Mike Tyson. I don't understand. Every time she's saying, I just want the first thing that came to my head is jump her. I'm like, oh my
honestly, I
goodness.
think Auntie Yabo, I don't even know. Why do we call her Auntie Yabo? Jesus. Well, you guys have now started making me call her Auntie Yabo.
It's a yabo, but like I think it's now like a
It's
nickname. The
It's
auntie
yeah.
now
yabo.
like a thing. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's
I
not
think
like
she's
a
been
thing. Yeah.
she's been the messiest of all, and her messiness has been undercover. And she has been instigated a lot of fights that we've seen. She had honestly her confessions, everything fight. And to everything she resorts to fight. One person's arguing fight now. This person fight. That person honestly, and I think she finally got her wish. So she finally had her fight. Unfortunately for us, we couldn't even
It
see
was
the
not
fight.
captured.
Like
I
we
mean,
couldn't see the fight to compare it with Laura's fight to see if Iyabo, when Iyabo was talking all that jump table, look left, look right, if she also did the same thing, or if it was all mouth.
Yeah, she kind of described it the way she carried Choma and threw Choma away.
Exactly. Exactly. But we don't know if that's true or if that's just her bigging up herself. We need to see this thing. If we don't see it, it never happened.
somebody posted this on Auntie Yabo's on Twitter. They said, "Sad to say, your behavior was appalling. Violence in all of its form is wrong. It's not all about puffy dresses and makeup, but morals. We are stuck with the same impression of you. For the fact that you were proud of the aftermath of your behavior on Caroline is disturbing. It's not even the behavior; it's the fact that what could have caused Auntie Yabo 4 times to throw Choma."
Yes.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. I thought about that. I'm like, wow. She
Yeah.
must have that strength. Like, I don't understand.
Well,
I
it's
had
not
to
even the
ask.
strength. Like Caroline obviously did something, but the
That's
fact
why I
that
said
it
whatever.
resulted to physical. Ah,
Whatever it was, Caroline doesn't want it out there. She doesn't want her nyash to be aired out there. That's why she's not proud of what it was, and that's why she kind of went all the way to apologize, kneel down, to also get perfume. It's not something she's
Was it
proud of.
perfume
Maybe
that she got her?
maybe she got beaten. Like she's been the one like doing like the Mayweather like champion and everything with Laura. Then she got beaten by Auntie Yabo. So
I mean, I
so she
personally
doesn't
would
want.
never want to fight with Auntie Yabo. She's, I mean, she's a
She didn't
Yoruba.
win. She know now. Auntie Yaba put her in her place that she cannot mess with that. So it's not
Yeah.
something she's proud of. She doesn't want anybody to know that she got beaten by Auntie Yaba. So I don't know.
I'm
That's
just
just what I'm
disappointed. I'm
thinking.
disappointed with it. I'm just disappointed with all of it because I really expected more from. And I prior to this, I didn't really know much about Auntie Yabo, but I was disappointed in all of it because it was just not. I don't think that physical fight. You can fight with your words. Even you can go below the belt like Caroline does all the time. I disagreed when Laura and Caroline were about to come into physical contact. You can ask OG. I did not want to watch that. I thought they were going to physically touch each other, and they kind of did. I did not like it. It's not violence is not the answer to everything. There are ways in which you can use your words, and I understand that emotions are high, but at the end of the day, we don't you guys, it's pretty clear you guys don't know each other. There's nothing anyone can say to you that will get you that mad, especially when Auntie Yaba tells us the reason why she wanted to hurt Caroline was because she said she was inconsiderate. That should not be the reason why you're physically throwing Chioma 4 different times. Something else happened and
And
no
can
one
you
is
guys,
telling us.
do you guys also notice, like if we look at the other franchises, this is the one franchise that they've had so many fights in a season, like physically. I'm not
Yeah,
talking about word spat. I'm talking about actual physical, like
I've
physical
never watched
fights.
the other one, so I don't
True,
know, but yeah.
true, true.
They rarely, like, if they were to fight physically, it'd be like, okay, maybe season 2 once, and then but it's normally
Yeah.
words. It's normally they go in with their words. But this Lagos one is the most fights that I have seen
I
in
guess
one
they should change it to
season.
love and hip hop. Love and hip hop.
honestly,
In one episode, they
honestly,
can have up to 5 fights.
fights. Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking about it now, and I was just a little bit shocked. You're absolutely right. I think they need to practice the art of just talking, and then walking away. It's
Yeah,
okay to walk away. And I think it feels like they don't really have each other's back. Like there's not kind of like a pack. Like I don't know, because they don't really do a good job of taking, when they see that something's getting heightened, of taking that person away, like pulling that person out. They don't do a good job of it, because the more you stay in that situation, that's where we see this physical fights happening. I don't know. It's kind of like everyone just sits
So
back and watch and just, laughs
I
about
forgot
it, sort of thing.
I forgot to add this in the beginning, but this whole show is this.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
that is
That's
Auntie Yabo.
literally the whole show.
It's no longer Laura. That is Auntie Yabo.
It's everybody.
It
it used to be
is.
Laura, but now it's Auntie Yabo.
Yep.
I don't
Yep.
want peace. Like what happened? This is a Real Housewife reunion, I think. This happened at a Real Housewife that you guys are seeing
Yes.
right here. You
Yes.
bring your
Yes.
receipts.
That's
Show
it.
Yes.
receipts.
Yes. You bring the thing is this. They are still yet to. I think that maybe because most of them cannot express themselves emotionally and
Yep.
intellectually or something. That's why they don't know that this Real Housewife franchise is known for shades,
Yep.
reading. Like
Yep.
those are the drama. We look
I,
forward to the shades. We look
and I
forward
love
to
Auntie
Funny
Yabo for her
shades.
shade. Auntie
Yeah.
Yabo
like
gives us the best shades ever.
so
And
those
on
are
in
the
a
things.
confessional.
Yes, those are the things that they should be coming forward with. Like they are drama to us. We just want to hear you shading them, even when you're having your fights. I mean, like be reading each other.
Yeah.
That's it. Not doing all
But
this
anyway,
physical
let's move
damage.
on because I don't even want to talk about it. But I really like Tony and Mariam's confessionals when they're like accent, but what they say, phonetics against phonetics. And you know what, Colette, you know what this reminded me of? You know what this
What?
reminded me of was Omar when he does his recap when he said accent versus accent. The way he says
Accent. I
guys,
love it.
I'm obsessed with Nigerian guys. I am obsessed with Nigerian Clubhouse, which is probably the depths of the earth that you should
Oh my
never be
god.
obsessed with. I, I am now obsessed with it. I don't go into all the Braspo's rooms, but I just wait for almost recap because I don't know, he needs to get paid for that recap. I'm sorry, but where's his cash app? I will pay him because he has me crying. I have this little corner of Twitter where I post some of his recap and we cry laughing, and I'm just like, oh my God, it is hilarious. And that guy needs to get paid for it. But anyway,
We also need to get paid for it. Like we've been
Everyone needs
promoting
to
this
get
show.
paid at this
Everybody
point.
needs to get paid for it. Everyone have been promoting this whole show.
Yep.
Dare,
yeah.
I think Tina is hard time we bring Dare on our show.
You think Dara is gonna come? Actually,
He's
I
gonna
think
come.
Dara.
He's
I
gonna
think
come. But he's
I
going
think
to be diplomatic. He's going
Yeah.
to come.
I don't think Dara is gonna come on this podcast, but Dara, if you're listening, the invitation is always open for you to come. But anyway, so Laura was telling her friend about it, and she was happy. And the god of Laura showed up and showed out for her. She was telling her friends about it. I wanted to kind of keep going. They had their last kind of thing. It was Chioma's thing, and Caroline was not there. They were all in Ferraris, different colors.
Which
They were
we
driving.
understand.
Yeah, and then they ended up with this scene. I didn't watch it. I just screenshot stuff. So
Okay. It
for
is what it
everyone.
is.
Yeah, and Tony announced that she was pregnant. And
Yes.
yeah. So
Were you
that
guys
was
surprised? I was
I was
surprised
surprised.
because
I
I
thought it
thought
was
it
I
I
was
was
thought it was
surprised. I thought
Mhm.
it would have been Laura for some
mhm.
reason. I was waiting for Laura to say something, but I was
Yeah.
very surprised. Yeah.
But I know Laura will actually end up saying, in fact, no, she doesn't need to say it because her stomach would have grown by now, at the reunion, because it's obvious she's pregnant, and that's why I kind of excuse all her tantrums or her.
No, I'm not excusing it. I'm sorry. I'm not excusing it.
Excuse it because pregnancy
Oh, she
hormones.
confirmed next season though. Laura confirmed. Hopefully next season, y'all, we get to know and experience the fun Laura.
Yes, I saw that post. So that
Yeah, I
hopefully
saw that as well. She's confirmed. What do
Mhm.
you guys think of the
Auntie, yeah, but
reunion?
oh yeah, let's talk about that real quick.
The
Okay,
reunion.
can I spill some tea?
Go
Yes, yes.
ahead.
So allegedly a fight took place at the reunion.
I'm sure. I mean, we just finished talking about this. People can't control themselves in public.
But it wasn't with the housewives.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Was it the friends? Was it with the friends that showed up
Oh my
backstage?
god. I will let you guys know after.
Okay, all right.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
Colette, for that
It
tea.
was messy. The reunion apparently was
Yes.
messy.
Yeah, I got that part, but I didn't. I
Yeah.
didn't get the details. Like I heard it was. It was a lot of gbasgbos. That's actually the word
Yes.
to use.
Yes. And
Wait,
the fight was allegedly they couldn't control it.
Control
It
it.
escalated. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
they just filmed the reunion like right after the season, so they must have
Of
filmed the
course.
reunion yesterday or today.
Yesterday.
I think they did it yesterday,
It was
and apparently
yesterday.
they filmed overnight yesterday.
Yes, they did
Yeah.
overnight. Yes,
Yeah.
even up till 1 a.m. they were still filming.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I wonder if they're gonna show the Bazbuzz to us.
But if it's
doubt
not with
it.
the housewife, is it related
If
to
it's
the
not with the,
housewives?
It's related to
it's
the
related to
housewives.
them, I'm sure.
Yes, yes, it's
Did
related.
people bring their own? Okay, we'll talk. We'll talk afterwards. So
Tina!
I I want all the deets to know. Like, I
I
want all the details.
know.
Okay, so like, what are you guys expecting? I want to have two questions. What What are you most looking forward to in the reunion, and what is the most important question that you want answered in a reunion? Colette, you go first. You're our guest.
Okay.
I would say what I'm looking forward to most is I want them to address the issues that were going on between, and there were issues between all of them. Miriam with Laura with all the girls, Toyin with Laura, that fake friendship that they have and keep saying they have some sort of friendship. Like, actually address the issues, right? So I really, really want them to come with receipts. I really want them to come with receipts and not hearsay. You said this about. I really, really want them to come with receipts and just be open and address the issues, right? So we can get an understanding of, what happened. And my question would be, I have to think about this one.
We can come back to it.
Yeah, come back to me. I have to think
OG,
about
what are
this
you
one.
most looking forward to?
You saw that video you just showed us now, the receipts. I want them to come with CVS receipts.
Yes.
That's what I want.
Yes.
Like, if the production are coming with receipts, let it be as long as CVS receipts. That's what I want. And two, I don't want them to. It's going to be a two-part reunion. I don't want them talking about their Twitter banters. That's not what I want. There's a lot of things that we want them to tell us on the show. Like like when I say receipts, I'm referring to remember when Chioma said she has audio and video receipts about what Tony was showing her on Laura's fashion show. I want some receipts.
Who
And
was lying?
This is why you're called Messy Boots and
I
Bed
know. I know that Tony and Caroline, they all were messy on their Twitter. Their Twitter fingers were,
Twitter
very,
fingering.
yeah, it was Twitter fingering. So I need them to bring that same energy in the reunion. Like, they should also come with receipts. I mean, Tony, Caroline.
Caroline is never going to have receipts because
That's
we
the
all know
thing.
how
So
Caroline
how does
is.
she back up? So you see why people now you're taking me back to me and you not agreeing on something that she
Caroline is not going to have receipt for her stuff. She's just going to
this track record of lying.
She's not a liar. We're not about to call her a liar.
We
No.
to come with the receipts.
We actually need the receipt. We
Yes,
actually need the receipt.
She's not. Let me tell you this about Caroline. And I don't know her from Adam. Caroline is not going to show receipt because we all know that she picks the worst things to fight you about, and it doesn't necessarily have to be true. She just wants to win the fight, and so Caroline is not showing no goddamn receipts, and you're just going to have to deal with it, okay? And because Caroline is not showing you receipts, okay? She just wanted to fight dirty, and she does not want to be called on it. Y'all gonna have to deal with it, okay? That's it.
Okay. We also need the receipt of her. How much was her bracelet again?
Oh God! Please don't start this. Sorry, alone. I'm not. Don't start this.
Bracelet. For a tennis diamond bracelet, she said it's $43,000. So
I agree.
Yes, we need the receipt.
We need the receipt.
We need it.
We need the receipt for the 30 million you spent.
Yeah.
Well, OG, let's not start this again.
As long as CVS receipts.
Why are we doing this? Caroline already blocked us on Instagram.
Oh, really? Oh my God.
OG and Caroline got into it.
Oh wow. OG is definitely messy.
And people like take OG seriously about the stuff that she says. And I'm sitting here like laughing because I'm like, did they realize that she's just really, I mean, that's why the Instagram account is the biggest fan Instagram account for the She knows what she's doing. Like,
Oh my god! I just sit back and I read their comments. I'm like, keep it going, keep it going. Guess what? When I started that
OG,
page,
do you
like,
wake up? Is this your drug in the morning? Is this your coffee in the morning?
oh well, it is somehow. It is. So when I look at them, I'm like, when that page started, actually, it was just neutral, like posting and everything. It was boring. No one was airing out their thoughts and everything. But immediately I started putting out my opinion, they all had an opinion. They all started dropping their opinion. I'm like, oh really? Okay.
and that page,
What
and
do
that
you
page,
guys
and that page grew overnight
it
because of
grew
it.
overnight.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I now have your dose. I'll give it to you. And when they come back like this, I will just be laughing.
I mean, these Laura fans hate us so much, and then one minute they hate that page so much, and then the next minute they're defending OG against Caroline fans. It's like or Chioma friends, and I'm sitting here like the only person winning here is us. So whatever.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys see how it plays out on Clubhouse. Like, I swear, like Chioma fans, oh my god,
Oh God,
like
Big
they
Annie,
come
Big Annie
in.
gets so mad.
They come in. I after like the Clubhouse room, I have to go off and resolve fights, like because I'm like, guys, like it's not that deep. Like Chioma's living her best life. We're not getting paid. You're not getting
Yeah.
paid. Like
Chioma is
leave me
wearing Dior
okay.
Dior. You guys are still wearing Fior Fior.
Yeah.
Oh my
I love it. Oh my god.
like people are really taking this stuff seriously. That's why when you said,
yeah.
oh, so are you're really a Caroline fan, like, no, I'm not taking these people seriously in any way, shape, or form. I don't know them. I cannot say anything categorically negatively or positively about them. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I my feelings are open about them. And I,
Mhm.
like, I'm going to say what I need to say. If I disagree with something that you did, I'm going to say it. And
Yep.
if you don't like it, tough titty.
Yep.
Like,
Don't be on the show. Don't be on a reality TV show. It's
True.
yeah,
fine.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
But
agree.
anyway, I wanted to ask, what are you guys? Who do you who do you guys most want to see back on season 2? And what are you most looking forward to for the whole show as a whole, the ladies, production, everything for season 2?
I
Can
would
I
like
do
to
that?
see. Oh, go ahead, OG. Go ahead.
Okay. I would like to see Tony back. I would like to see Choma back. I would like to see Caroline back. I would like to see
Laura.
not necessarily because seriously, what is she coming back? Is she going to come back as a different person? If you're coming back as a different person, that means you've been acting a script. You've
I
been
told you that she
faking it
has
since
been.
season one. So, if she's coming back a different person, it means you were not real. From what she posted, you guys are going to see a different Laura. It means you've not been real all this while. So, if you're coming back for season 2, come back as yourself, your annoying self. I think that sometimes your annoying self can be entertaining. So, come back as yourself.
Yeah.
That's just it. I don't necessarily want Miriam to come back.
Oh, Mama, I will fight you. What is this?
Uh, because she came in spicy and everything. I thought she was going to continue with that energy. She was going to bring a lot of things and interviews. I keep saying it. Her interviews I watched and everything. She was giving us this energy like someone that is going to really shake up the cast and everything. But she was a snooze at the end of the day. She's just sweet, cool
I'm
there.
holding
And
my
I don't
tongue.
hate her. I don't hate her. I love her so much, but like she's not bringing anything so far to the franchise, to the group. So that's why I can do without Miriam. I can do without her. Then for production, I need them to introduce friends of the show. Friends of the show are not necessarily the friends of this group that's, they're going to be sucking up to them and everything. I want friends of the show that is going to kind of shake the cards, the pitch holders, that they make them threaten, because
Mhm.
most of the other franchise friends of the show end up getting a pitch. So I want friends of the show that are well to do, that are grounded in their area of their business or whatever, their life, their brand, and people that can actually be a threat to the pitch holders, people that are going to bring
In
value.
this case, it's bridge holder.
Yes, yes. That's what I want. I need them to also explore their businesses, like where they are working in their businesses, where they are even if they are going shopping, whatever it's. Yeah, they showed us something like that, but like I didn't really get it. If the shopping was just within them, like Caroline and Chioma, I need them to just be themselves. Let them have camera. If it's budget, they should increase their budget. They've made money from this particular season. They should increase the budget. They should, have cameramen following these ladies individually wherever they are, so that we can get, because you can actually get a storyline from them having a conversation with their family, from them having a conversation with their husband or their friends. You can get a storyline from there. So this is what I want production to do. They should increase their budget. They should kind of explore these areas. Let them like kind of follow them around and everything, their businesses, even their staff can, somebody can, say something that is actually going to be a storyline on the show. So I need them to do that. I also need them when they are doing all this kind of trip, they should be ready. They shouldn't tell me that they cannot capture all these things. The editing is too much. It's too much. A lot of the drama happened outside the show. I be outside the camera than on camera. So I don't know whether they edited it out or they didn't capture it. They should ease out on the editing. I think that's all I want. And then they should run me money for promotion. They should run us all our money.
We did that. Like
Yes,
they can try to tell us that we didn't, but we did that. And
we did.
I have to say that yesterday, in one of the rooms on, no, on the spaces on Twitter, Dare did give props to a lot of fan pages that have really supported the show wholeheartedly, and people who have been recapping and stuff. So they see it. And you
Did
guys
he
know.
mention names? Did he
Yes, he did.
mention names?
Yeah, he
Was
did.
my
He
name
mentioned,
mentioned?
I can't remember if he did, but I heard my name,
Damn.
and
Damn.
but because I was listening, I was also driving, right? So I was driving, I was listening to it, but he did actually say, like he said Tina, OG, and he said a few names. So like he probably mentioned your name because on every platform we have supported the show, and not just us, but like a lot of people, and we've pushed it, and we've on WhatsApp, on at work. I told you guys I work with white people, and we come in every Friday. We're like, did you see this episode today? Oh my god, like literally, it's my Friday. I don't even think we get any work done. Don't fire us, boss. But you know what I mean, like. Like we literally just talk about this, and that my Fridays are going to be less fun because I live in America, so I have to go through James Bond movement to find a way to kind of piece together what's happened. I start from 3 a.m. in the morning looking for this show. So, I really hope next season it will be better. And maybe the fans will be a part of the show and they will find a way to find, like, get the fans involved. Obviously, I live in America, so I ain't about to go to no premiere in Nigeria. But, I would hope that, somebody like OG or somebody, Colette, whomever can go and like
No,
be part of
I
it.
ain't going anywhere.
Just run you your check. That's it. Run you your
I
check.
just want them to run me my check. That's
Yeah,
all.
just run
I'm
me
not
my
in-
money.
just run me my check.
I don't think
I'm
the
not
premiere
interested
is
in attending any
necessary.
event.
We just want to see the money in our bank account. I'm not
Okay.
Yeah.
interested in going to no
I mean,
show.
you're smiling to the bank. I should be smiling to the bank
Exactly.
as well.
All right. Well, I think that's, this season, I'm really happy that for me as a person, I'm really excited. I'm really happy about this season. I understand that and obviously from my perspective, I've never watched any Real Housewives of anything. So I missed Lagos so much. I grew up in Lagos. I am a Lagos babe through and through. 13 years of my life, I grew up in Lagos. And so, and I've missed it. I've missed it terribly. And Real Housewives of Lagos brought some fashion of Lagos to me. And I'll be remiss as we're talking about the season finale and this season and not talk about the fact that every single Nigerian designer that they showcased. I know Medellin Boss is a stylist, and she did an amazing job with Chioma and Caroline. Caroline kind of used her exclusively, but Erica Moore did mostly a lot of Laura stuff. Obviously, Tiana did Tiana. DNA did a lot of stuff with Mariam. Auntie Yaba kind of wore, and Choma actually wore a mix of designers from Vicky James to I'm trying to think of who else did she wore a lot of people. OG Style Temple, which we didn't really get to talk about her, but she's actually a really great designer. I really like her. Her style is my style kind of thing. So she was one of the friends of the show that they brought on. But I just want to say Nigerian fashion is top notch. And we have to give credit where credit is due. The ladies looked amazing. Sometimes I was like, what the fuck are you wearing? But most times I was like, okay, A1 fashion, like compared to other things that I would see just in America. And I actually, because of this show, I reached out to my friend who is a stylist in Nigeria. And I said, I'm getting rid of everything I have and no more fast fashion. I want to wear Nigerian fashion exclusively. And she's like, let's do it. And so that's what we're going to do. So thank you, Real Housewives of Lagos, for helping me, even though I already knew this, but it really showcased a lot of Nigerian fashion. And I really appreciate it. Tony, I know a lot of people have a lot to say about your fashion, and I can't knock you because you are a creative. I'm a creative, and creatives think differently and people see it differently. And I can't wait to see more from Tony and in terms of fashion. And I'm hoping for more with her and all the other fashion designers that were showcased in Aisha, the one that Laura did the fashion show with. I hope your business grow tenfold. I want more for people in Nigeria. That's it. This is what the show did for me. So I'm not gonna say what I'm looking forward to in season 2 of the reunion because I just want all of them back. That's it.
Yeah, I think for me, who would I love to see? But I definitely like the progression that I've seen in Chioma. I think we
Mm-hmm.
started off as Chioma very shy, very kind of timid. You know,
Mm-hmm.
in her confessions, you can see she was just narrating what we were about to see, which
Mm-hmm.
was really annoying. But I think Chioma's kind of like evolve and kind of like blossom, and I would
Mm-hmm.
love to see that growth. I think if we look at every single housewife franchise, there's always one person, like, okay, look at Atlanta, we had Portia, and look at where
Mm-hmm.
Portia is right now, right? You can pick point every single franchises, and there's one person that you're like, oh my god, I can see you just blossoming. Not that
Mm-hmm.
you aren't already right now, but it's like, it's so beautiful to come in and you were so shy, and now we're seeing this, like the actual Chioma. Or
Actually, sorry to
yeah,
cut you off.
exactly. No,
Actually,
you're right. Like,
this last episode solidified Choma for probably 99% of people.
yep,
This last episode.
yep, yep, yep. Because a lot of people are confused, like, oh, like, confused about her characteristics and like her mannerisms and like, just what's going on in her mind, and just she had a little bit of just things that you would call quote unquote just bad manners. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, this episode just showed me like there's so much Chioma can like give, and I'm just excited to see her growth. That's one person that I would like be so upset if she didn't come back to season 2, but I know she's confirmed that she is coming back, so I'm really happy. The rest of the ladies, I'm neither here or there, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, Iyabo, I don't know.
I love
Laura,
Auntie Yabo.
I don't know. Caroline, yes, because
Mm-hmm.
Caroline, I think she's just naturally messy, and I think, yeah, like I would like to see how that Caroline and Chioma, you know, relationship evolve. I think we still need a Miriam. I think we still need a level-headed person. And Miriam is the person that is level-headed and really is giving me Housewives. Like, we still need a housewife in Housewife. Like, unless it won't be Housewife anymore. So I think we definitely still need a Miriam. Toyin, I'm not too sure, but the three ladies, Choma, Miriam, and Caroline, are those that really resonate with me, and I would love to see them back. The rest, the other three, I'm not too sure. If they come back, great. If they don't, I don't think I'll miss them too much. In terms of what I would like to see in season 2, production, please get a better story writer, please. I'm afraid. Please just get a better story writer that can actually see what's happening on camera, read between the lines, and follow the story as it goes. Like, really follow the story as it goes. I agree with OG in terms of editing. It was overly edited, and we need to have moments where, you know, they're just relaxed. They're just talking with their family. We need to see more of them outside trips and looking nice. We need to see them in family mode. We need to see them in husband and wife mode. We need to see them doing other things that are contributing to their life that we didn't get to see in season 1. I think season 1 was very, very superficial. And I know, like, I mean, who goes out on dinners and dinners and dinners every single day? Like, you're going to have mummy time, or, you know, like, I don't know. Like, we're just not seeing that. Like, we're not seeing
like
any
Dubai.
of
I
that.
remember Lesa's kids, they had like a goat that they brought to the
Exactly.
house, and then
Yeah.
and then we saw Lesa when Chanel Iman, Ariane, Chanel Ariane, or Ariane Chanel, whatever her name was. She they were doing like a fashion show, and she got like we saw them working together.
We saw the process.
Exactly, and we got to see the drama as well, which is okay. It's totally fine, and so it's really interesting, and I do agree that that we want to see more of that, but I'm giving them a pass. It's season 1.
We can't. No, I'm sorry. We keep giving Nigerians a pass. No, come with A game. Like, they have competitors. Come with the A game. Like, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm really not. Like, this can't happen again in season 2. We can't miss something so major in season 2 and then don't find a way to like embed it. I think they're thinking on surface level, and they need to start digging deep and really get a good story writer, really get, you know, people that are going to go out there on social media, hear what's happening, see what's happening, and find a way to integrate it into the, you know, what we're seeing. But yeah, that's what I would like to see. But I think all in all, I think for season 1, it was okay. It wasn't as bad as I initially thought it was going to be. I mean, I came into it expecting like just like absolute bootleg, you know, show, but it was good, but it could have been better, you know. And maybe that's me. Maybe I'm putting the hat of, I've seen other franchises. I watch other Real Housewives, so I understand, you know, I'm probably placing that expectation on them. So that's where my biases comes from. But yeah, that's it for me.
We are on the same boat because I've watched other franchise, so I'm kind of comparing them to the. But then again, we are forgetting that Bravo is like, that's what they live for. Bravo is they live for reality. That's what the network is all about. So they've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
So Shoma, we should still cut them some slack, Colette, and the
But
production.
Showmax did Joburg, didn't they? Showmax did.
When did they start? That's the question.
That's very true. That's very true. No, you're right. You're right.
We shouldn't measure them up with people that have been in the game for years. And they've also changed the production. Remember, Carlos was the production this thing for creative director for Real Housewives of Atlanta for so many seasons before he got dropped. So, like, they will get it right. I kind of give them their props and everything, but in order they need to call it. I think they should come and get us. We have content. We know how this thing works.
Yeah, another thing is find a way to get
They
me
need
and
to come
pay
and
me.
yes, they need to come and pay us for us to give them ideas how even the
Yeah,
story writer tell them do it this way and that way. They need
yeah,
us. We cannot be stealing all this juice, these teas, all these things for them. No, we need to be getting paid for it. We can't be giving
yeah,
them ideas. We need to
yeah.
be
Yeah.
getting paid for it. So Tina, they should run
Yeah.
us our money. I will keep saying that. They should run us our money.
Well, we can. Yeah. Yeah. We'll find ways, and I'm tired. But guys, this has been such an amazing episode, and I'm sure even though it's over 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours, we probably didn't
Mhm,
cover everything that people want us to talk about. But this is the nature of showbiz, right? And so I think what we're going to do for this finale is that we're probably going to have a series of episodes with different people to kind of cover different parts of it, just to kind of
Mhm.
give people what they need. So for the next week or so, OG and myself are going to be really, really busy. So
yes.
we'll get to be busy. And I just want to say, Colette, thank you for honoring us with your presence, and you are always welcome to come back at any time. We enjoy your room, we enjoy you, so thank you.
No,
Yes.
thank you so much for having me, and I'm so happy that I came across you guys. Like, I was literally like, oh my god, someone loved this show just as much as I do, and the best bit about Tina and OG is you guys have the tea. Like the tea. Like I was in a room and OG popped in the room. I was like, "Do you want me to drop some tea?" I'm like, "OG, drop the tea. What is the tea?" And she dropped a bombshell, and we were like, "Oh my god, you
Oh
guys
my
have the tea." I love anyone that could be able to give me the behind the scene because
God.
give me the front. I want the behind. I want to see what's happening. So I'm really, really grateful for
Oh my
that.
God.
Some
Yeah.
on Clubhouse don't like the behind the scenes. Remember, they're like, we just
Oh
want to
yeah,
see
they
what's in.
don't
Yeah,
I
like.
know.
But yeah, no, it's been a ball, and this has been fantastic to record with you guys. So
yeah. And I have to
yeah.
say, this show has brought me to meet so many people. Example of that is OG. And OG and I, we talked about it during this episode. We talked about the fact that we now have a friendship outside of Real Housewives of Lagos. And if it wasn't for Real Housewives of Lagos, we wouldn't have. And we've talked about the fact that the way OG and I met, we met on Twitter one
Yeah.
random night. I was having a spaces with a group of friends, and I told my friend the way to do the SEO so that people can find the room,
Yeah.
and people found it, right? And OG
Mhm.
was in there, Dare. It was late at night, and people
Yes.
found it, and we were just, mind you, just six of us just chatting, and the next thing
Mhm.
you know, that room grew to hundreds, and
Over 500.
yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's how this podcast was born, because I was like, it was after episode 6. I was so mad at Tony after
Mm-hmm.
episode 6, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I need to do a podcast, and I said
Mm-hmm.
it right in the room, and then OG contacted me, and that's how this podcast started.
Yep.
I
So
love it. I
yeah,
love that is amazing. I love that. And that seems like organic. It wasn't forced. It just you
Yeah.
guys just met at the perfect time and just the stars aligned. I
yeah,
love it.
because if it was forced, we would have started from day one of the
Yeah.
show.
Mm-hmm.
We it was after episode 6, so we had to go back and redo 1 through 6, right, to like recap it. It was, I mean, remember that weekend within
Mm-hmm.
36 hours we put out 3 episodes
True.
of
Oh
saying that.
wow.
Yeah, so, and then really the next week or the week after, we got Toyin on, we got Auntie Fumi on, and we got
Mm-hmm.
Chioma on. We were almost gonna have Caroline, but Rogbodiyan decided to Rogbodiyan.
I'm sorry.
Oh, she
It's
just couldn't hold it in.
I'm sorry.
But okay, that's what I think. That's what, like, I don't think you should change that because
don't
we
change
see
that, please.
time and time again, like people do podcasts and they have a tight upper lip. They don't say what they want, and that's one thing I'd say in my room. Like, say whatever the f you want. people, because other people are probably thinking this. Like, we don't want to hear the watered down version. We don't care. We want to hear the truth, and that's what reality TV is about. We want people to come in, talk your shit, and leave, and that's what it is. So I love that. I love the fact that you did that. I love it.
I'm gonna continue to be me.
No, it was a lot of fun, and but I mean, I'm happy that we did it, and like I'm really 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 happy that we did this, and so
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So, Real Housewife of Lagos is ending. What's going to happen with you two then?
We'll still continue. I'm sure.
Well, we'll still continue a little bit. I mean, there's still stuff to cover, but not like I mean, I want to take a little bit of break just because I have a lot of life stuff going on with me.
Yeah.
But and I also have another podcast, as I've kind of alluded to on this podcast many times. So which I don't do a lot of lately. I don't do a lot of that podcast as much nowadays. So I'm sure that there's still going to be little things from the ladies here and there on social media that we need to talk about. So we got to keep the fire burning for Real Housewives of Lagos. So.
I mean, there's going to be season 2.
Absolutely.
Even if not on the podcast, but on the page.
On their page, exactly.
Yeah, because for people to know that, OG already had that page before she and I linked up with the podcast. You know what I mean? So that page was organically hers. And, before we tied it to the podcast. So that page will continue. And the podcast will continue to some extent, in terms of if we see something fun that happens with the ladies, we would try to. I mean, Caroline just posted a picture of her getting a script for a movie or something. So I'm sure we will want to talk about that. This is what I wanted for her. So
yeah. No, that's good.
Thank you, Colette.
All right, thank you so much. And guys, Colette, you can stay on. But for all those who are listening, I'm sorry. This was 2.5 hours, but you know what? Deal with it. Listen to it in bits. Okay. This was the finale, and this was a great season. I'm so grateful to have met all of you guys somehow, whether listening to us, obviously my co-host, because she's my sister, and I've met amazing people, and so thank you so much to our guest Colette for joining us. This was a great episode, and I'll let everyone talk, and then we'll end the podcast.
Bye
guys.
Bye.